Yo, let's do it that way. Yo, what's up? Duff here. First of all, let's do a sound check because I got my mic here. I turned up the gain on my mic a little bit, so I just need to make sure it's not too hot, that the audio sounds okay, not overly loud or clipping or anything like that. That's the first thing that I could use some assistance with. Right there, you see a picture I took a couple minutes ago of Elsa. This is her ready position for the live stream. Have her dog bed under my desk and my feet under her dog bed, and she likes to just lay there. That is what she does because she is Elsa. Sounds good. Okay, sounds good. All right, good. I'm glad it sounds good. I've been sitting here for a couple minutes with an unopened Cayman Jack because I thought I should open it on the stream. You know, makes sense. Oh wait, hold on. If Mickey was still watching my live streams, he would tell me to close that closet door. So I'm gonna close it. There you go. He likes a cleaner background, which I understand. I just don't think about it sometimes. So anyways, okay. So what's up, guys? Welcome. This is my first public live stream since New Year's Eve 2023, and that was a shit show, was it not? Let me just start once again by mentioning my channel members. I always like to include them. I still have the 20. When I did a members only live stream. Speaking of members, I did a members only live stream this week. What was it, Wednesday? I don't remember what day it was. One day this week I did a members only live stream just for the hell of it. It was a little bit over an hour. It was kind of interesting. Gladys called in for like the last third of it, so she was on there. Some conversations that I would not normally have on a public live stream. But anyways, my current members: Electric Unicycle, Dale, Babbitt the Wabbit, On Air Promo, also known as Larry Zarkov, EUC Vibes, Tommy, Big O Rider, EUC Chronicles, Flip, Gavin Cronin, Medium Dog, E. Simon, A Viking, Brian Gonzalez. So I think I saw on Facebook he's going over to, is it Europe somewhere? I don't know. I'm sure he's not going to be on tonight though. But Splash 6, Michelle Bardaly, one of my most generous members that I have. She like just randomly like tips me on videos and stuff. It's crazy. You see my EUC, Doug Yetman, Ratman Murray, who is here right now, Black Crow, Michael Lenardic, Senator Perry, Marty, and Stuart Ross. Thank you once again. Stuart, Senator Perry, and Marty have been members for 34 months. It's a long time, right? 34 months. Tastes good. Yeah, so like last live stream, public live stream, I was drinking Cayman Jack, and then I had the champagne. That was bad. And I had gummies. That's right, I had gummies at the end of that too. So yeah, that was a bad combo. I was having a lot of issues sleeping for personal reasons. I've discussed before. Was not sleeping well. I was taking sleeping pills. I was using gummies sometimes, drinking alcohol to try to make me sleep. I'm happy to report 2 weeks later that I'm sleeping more normal. I only have to take one sleeping pill now instead of two, plus other aids. So I'm sleeping better. So that's a good thing for me, at least. So yeah. So let's see. Let's welcome some people that are here already. Spartacus was first one in here. Medium Dog, Wilson EUC says, "What is beyond the door? We'll have to wait and see." He's referring to the thumbnail for this live stream that I made. Ratman Murray, Hate Mail, also from Australia. Leo getting his streak out of the way right away. He's here. Leo's always here. Simon from Australia, he's here as well. Another channel member. Spartacus, he's a regular visitor to the stream. And Dale. Dale, when I had my live stream the other night, it was basically just me and Dale. Dale was there, and then I think Big O Rider popped in for a little bit, but it was basically Dale. Of course, any members could go back and rewatch the stream, which a number of people did. Oh yeah, and Tommy was there too. That's right. I forgot Tommy. I forgot you were there. Tommy was there as well towards the end of the stream as well. Another channel member. Larry is here. Larry Zarkov, another channel member. David Mitchell. David, you are in the UK, right? I think I remember that. So it's quite late over there. Tommy needs an awake pill. All I do is sleep. I think they have something for that, Tommy. It's called cocaine. Is that? You slept, Tommy. You don't seem like the kind of guy that would sleep a lot. I don't know. You're pretty. Seem like you're pretty high energy, at least from your videos. I saw your video. Yeah, I commented on it. You probably saw that. I'm sure you did. I commented on the video that you did about the Begode. What's it called? ET Max? Is ET Max, right? Begode ET Max. We'll be talking about that wheel. 168 volts. Yeah, ET Max. That's an interesting name for a wheel. I mean, nothing is as interesting as the Extreme. Obviously, the Extreme. That is the most interesting wheel name ever. And I need to change my volume. Put my volume back up, and then do this again. Extreme. Here we go. Yes, the ET Max. We will be talking about the ET Max. Okay. Okay. Leo, have you heard about the V13 and V12 upgrades? I did read something about it. I don't remember the specifics though, Leo. Shit, what were they? It's a different battery. That I don't know the details. I do remember reading a headline about it. I did not read the whole thing. So fill me in. Okay, so David is in Scotland. 1:36 a.m. Well, thank you very much. When I was up in Pennsylvania last week, so I have to remember that most of you guys don't know this. I said a lot of this stuff on the members live stream, but you don't know all this. Last weekend, I was up in Pennsylvania. I decided kind of last minute to go up there. I stayed with some friends of mine, my buddy and his fiance. I also got to see my dad and my brother and his family. Went to a casino, went out to dinner, did a lot of drinking. Got to experience cold weather. I'm fine with cold weather in short bursts. On the way home, on the way driving from Lancaster, Pennsylvania down to Philly, where I flew into and out of, I did get to drive through some snow squalls. So that was kind of exciting. Luckily, it wasn't cold enough for the stuff to stick to the ground, but at times it was snowing quite hard. Came back Sunday night, and here I am. Tommy says, I'm high energy in 1 minute bursts. That's why YouTube shorts are great for me. Yeah, true. So Dale, does the ET Max make you regret at all your purchase of the Lynx? I am curious, since you are now a Begode fanboy with your T4. Somebody says crystal meth, yeah. Yeah, but that'll also rot your teeth, right? Simon says, in regards to the V12 and V13 upgrades, more orange. So Leo says, slight range in torque on the V13. Not really sure about the V12. Both seem pretty pointless. But so they're just like minor performance tweaks? Are these like being called like the V12 and V13 Pro or something? Or the V13 and V12S? Yeah, I mean, if it's not a significant change, I don't really understand the point, but okay. Larry says, I'm working on a Monster at the Beach photo I shot the background for yesterday. Glad I got the ride in. Raining in LA this weekend. Oh, yeah? It was a pretty rainy week here in Florida as well, and we have a cold front coming in. I had the doors to my my house open, my big sliding doors open for a good portion of the day. But did I have that here? Let me show you. Oh, maybe I don't. Bear with me. Let me do some quick clinking here. Quick. Did I say clinking? Quick. I've only had a couple sips of Cayman Jack. Quick clicking here. Okay. This is This is what I was referring to. I posted this today. My place has oops. My place has these sliders that kind of they go into the wall, so it's 3 sliders, so I can open up this big space because it was like in the upper 60s, around 70 today. It was nice. It wasn't that humid, so I had the house open for a good portion of the day. Now at the temperature is closer into 60s. I think it's supposed to get into right around 50 tonight, so it's going to be on the chilly side for Florida, the chilly side. So I have them closed now. Hence, I'm wearing a long sleeve t-shirt. Let's remove that. Okay. Clay is here, my buddy Clay. What's up, dude? How you doing? I rode with Clay a couple weeks ago. My one-wheel buddy, who I would like to teach to ride EUCs at some point. Tommy, I'm coming to Florida in a year and a half. You got to plan your vacations out that far in advance, Tommy. All right. We got to ride together when I'm out there. Hey, if you're here, I got a bedroom for you. And yes, we can ride wherever you want. I'll take time off from work just to ride with you, Tommy. Dale says in regards to if he has any regret with buying a Lynx now that the ET Max has been announced. Dale says, no, not at all. The Lynx is more than I need and it's built better. Yeah, the Lynx is more than you need. And I would assume it's built better. I mean, it based on recent history, I would say it is. I haven't seen anyone tear down an ET Max yet, but I think it's pretty safe to assume that the veteran wheel is built better. Tommy says getting an Airbnb near Orlando with friends and family, visiting Disney and chilling. Okay, cool, dude. Well, Disney's it's about 3 hours from where I live, 3 hours north. I would have to get the Begode cheaper, though. That's true, because I still can't believe the price that you're getting the Lynx for, Dale. It's crazy. Again, maybe we just talked about this in the members live stream, Dale, but Dale's getting it for like low 2000s, some sort of arrangement between Begode and his dealer over there in Australia. I was quite jealous. I could not get a deal like that from eWheels. Leo says, with Begode's crazy wheel cycle, will Begode's and EB wheels lose value quickly? EB, let's see, what does EB mean? I'm not sure. I should know what that acronym stands for, Leo, but I don't. Well, I mean, but this isn't new, right? Like it's like the Extreme, you know, everyone was about the Extreme a few months ago. And it's like that, like no one talks about the Extreme now. Like that, you know, that was cutting edge. That had the best of everything. That had Chase's stamp of approval. I don't hear anyone talking about the Extreme. So yeah, I think in a way, Begode's hunger to always outdo whatever the current top of the line is, especially when it's veteran. Yeah, they always want to try to bunny hop over veteran. I do think that they do kind of hurt themselves a little bit, and it creates a nightmare for dealers. Dealers trying to support all those wheels. It's a pain in the ass, obviously. So I don't know. I mean, we've talked about this for a long time. I mean, Begode has done this for a very, very long time. You know, just dumped wheels out on the market at a crazy pace. So, and they're still going strong. I mean, it does seem like they are. Their quality is improving. You know, it's definitely improving. It's not anywhere near Inmotions or KingSongs, I would say. Or, I mean, Veteran, I think, is still above Begode as well. So, but it's far better than it used to be. Vibe says, my backyard looks so nice. Thanks, man. I've been doing squats. Oh, you're talking about, I'm sorry, you're talking about my house? Yeah. Thank you. Well, you're looking into the back of the house. Actually, you're on my lanai. Like down in Florida, they have things called lanais. That's a word I didn't know until I moved to Florida, Tommy. And a lanai is basically a covered outside area that's usually screened in. So I have a long lanai. I have a longer lanai at this new house than I do on at the old house. And in the back, I just have a nice little fenced-in yard space for Elsa to go out there and do her business without a leash. Leo, have you also heard about the upcoming Begode 5,000 watt-hour battery? What do you mean? at USD 8,500. No, but there's a Begode wheel with a 5,000 watt hour battery. Why would it be that much? I'm confused, Leo, because the Master Pro has a 4,800 watt hour battery, right? That's correct, right? Yeah, it's 4,800 watt hours. Why would something only 200 watt hours more cost that much? I would need a clarification of that statement, Leo. Begode Super Master Pro. Am I off with my numbers? Isn't the Master Pro 4,800 watt hours? Right? Like that's like Marty's wet dream. He loves that wheel. Begode Super Master Pro. I have not heard about that. I'm looking. Master Pro. Wheel Good Time did a video on this. I only see a few of Wheel Good Times videos. Okay, yeah, I have not seen that video. So if you guys want to give me the cliff notes there, I am not familiar with the Super Master Pro. But if it's only a few 100 watt hours more than the Master Pro, why is this so much more expensive? Leaper Kim. Oh, I said veteran. I'm sorry. You're right, Dale. Leaper Kim. Yes, Leaper Kim. Spartacus. He's asking Tommy if Disney would let him in with an M10 III. My guess is no, although they do have a lot of disabled or morbidly obese people that cart around Disney in like electric mobility devices. But I have a feeling that they would probably kick you out if you're on a electric unicycle. Just a guess. Dale says e-riders couldn't have given me the price I'm getting if I hadn't arranged for Leaper Kim to give them 1 unit cheaper for me. Okay. Well, can you arrange for Leaper Kim to give me a good price too? Although I don't need a Lynx. I really don't. I haven't done my final wrap. Today I took the Lynx out to the swamp, which that video is actually uploading in the background right now. It's 53% done. I took the Lynx out to the swamp today, so that will be posting this weekend, that video. Really, the only thing I need to test yet on the Lynx is I'll do my high speed run and then just kind of a wrap up where I kind of compare the features with other wheels and my general thoughts, and which have been positive, really. The question I've gotten on lots and lots of videos though is this Lynx worth the extra $1,000 over the patent? You know, is it worth that much more? And the answer, quite honestly, is it depends. It depends. It depends on what's important to you, and I'll go into that in more detail in my wrap up video. Oh, EB's Extreme Bull. Okay, sorry, gotcha. Thank you, Leo. Well, Extreme, yeah. I don't know. I haven't really priced the used wheel market lately. I don't know what are they selling for. I don't know. Oh, Clay ordered the ice blocks and the new tire for the GT. Cool. Have you? Oh, you ordered them. Which tire did you wind up getting, Clay? It's interesting. I watched a Float Life video this evening, actually, while I was waiting for the video I was editing to process, and they were like making like Frankenstein wheels. Like they had a GT and a GTS, and they were like seeing how they were basically swapping motors between the boards, and then they even swapped the stators between the boards. And the combination of a GT motor with a GTS motor with a GT stator in it. I think I had that combination correct. It actually had a no-load lift test of 44 miles an hour. So now And it's kind of like in the EUC world. They have high speed and high torque wheels, and it's the same premise basically. The GT stator has no, the GT hub actually. I'm confusing them. The GT hub has they're N42 magnets, I believe they're called. They're smaller magnets. They have less magnetic force, so it goes faster. The magnets that are in the GTS hub has less magnets, stronger magnets, so it has more torque, lower top speed. But it's the whole reason they did this is Future Motion is now selling the GTS motor with the thought that, okay, if you want to have GTS power in your one-wheel GT, just buy a GTS motor. And guess how much it costs? After taxes, almost $900 just for the motor. No tire, that's just the freaking motor. And the funny thing is once they put the GTS motor in a GT, a stock GT, the no-load top speed is like 36 miles an hour. When they put the GTS motor in there, the top speed was 30 miles an hour. Yes, 20% less top end. Now, granted, the motor would have more torque, but who wants to spend $900 to make your device 20% slower? Really? I don't know. I don't know what Future Motion is quite thinking there. But yeah, I thought that was a very kind of interesting video. So if you haven't seen it yet, Clay, you might want to check it out. Float Life. Vibe says New York City riders love the Extreme. They just don't make a lot of content on it, though. Yeah, I've seen very little content on it. Yeah, and it's funny how, I mean, certain videos can really kill momentum for a wheel. Like I think with the Extreme, I think Chooch's wipeout on the Extreme kind of hurt that wheel. With the V14, I think Marty going into great detail about the problems with his V14 not working didn't help that wheel at all. And now I've also heard stuff about the batch 1 Lynxes having an issue. Now I saw what is Paul? I don't know Paul's last name. I was reading the Facebook thread past couple days where his Lynx had a warped motor, which I don't know that I've ever heard of a warped motor before in an EUC, but supposedly that's an issue with some batch 1 Lynxes. And of course, the only way to fix that is to replace the motor. So I don't know how prevalent it is. But anyways, these kind of videos, if they get enough traction, I think they definitely affect the momentum and the sales of a wheel. With the V13, all the different content creators talking about the limited range for a wheel that at the time was one of the most expensive wheels you could buy, to only get 50 miles of range doing normal riding. That was a black eye that I think definitely affected the sales of that wheel as well. So it can be a double-edged sword. These wheel manufacturers want content creators to review their wheels, but if there's negative stuff that comes out of those reviews, it could have an effect opposite of what they are hoping for. Tommy says, I think the Extreme and the Patent are the most beloved 16-inch wheels. Okay, I'm trying to think what else would even compete with it at this point. Well, the V14 is technically a 16-inch wheel, right? And the T4, which is underpowered, but a lot of people bought those too, including myself. I had a T4. Yeah, see, Tommy, you're not the only one that can be funny once in a while. He was referring to my talking about my nice backyard, and I told him I was doing squats. So Dale should have his Lynx in the next couple weeks. Lanai, I got a full face helmet because I don't want to poke my Lanai. Funny, Tommy. Lanai is actually spelled Lanai. Lanai. Look it up. Dale says the next version will be announced in a few weeks. Supermaster Pro, happy fun time, Dale, with tongue in cheek, obviously. Oh, okay. I said Begode instead of Libra Kim. It happens. That happens, Dale, at my age. It happens. Dale says you can try as far as getting a discounted Lynx. Again, I don't feel strongly enough about the Lynx that I need to do that. If I didn't have a patent, maybe. But yeah, I'm right with what my current collection is. I'm good. I don't really need to buy a Lynx right now. I've been spending enough money in the last year for valid and invalid reasons. Believe me. Our Master Jim, speaking about Begode and their naming and nomenclature, they missed out on adding Ultra Mega between Super and Master. Lost opportunity there. That's true. That is a good point. Yeah, I mean, they have some very, very creative model name designators at Begode for sure. Simon, hope there's gators in your swamp run. Hold on a second. Let's see if I can show you this. Just I have the thumbnail for it done. So we do that, and I should see if I share. I gotta share that. Hold on a second. I share the screen, the window, and do this. Does that count, Simon? There's gators. Just spoiler. Since you're on the live stream, yes, there is gator action in this upcoming video, but don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. A Viking says, I guess another channel member, Viking. I guess people won't need a Tesla Panasonic Powerwall if you get a Supermaster and Begode 1000 watt EUC inverter. Yeah, there you go. It can be just like the Ford Lightning and the Cybertruck as well as the ability to power external devices, evidently. I don't think I talked about this. I got my invite to buy a Cybertruck. I did not get my invite to buy the Cybertruck that I actually wanted, or the Cybertruck that I put a deposit on 4 years ago. 4 years ago, I put a deposit on. Let's see if I can find the email. Those of you that follow me on social media will know this. There it is. Pop this baby out. We'll share this window because this is kind of funny. Okay, close that. Close. No. All right, so let me share this. This is the email I got regarding my Cybertruck that I can now buy if I wanted to. And I've heard about a lot of people getting this. People that have reservations, they're getting these offers, these emails that, hey, you got a reservation? Well, how about you just step up to the limited edition Foundation Series Cybertruck? You know, it's not what I ordered. I originally put a deposit on the dual motor Cybertruck 4 years ago. At the time, it was supposed to be $49,900, you know, 50 grand. Similar to what Model Ys were back then, at least. So look, I got this. It's ready to order. I could have it. I don't really want to go to my account, but I could have it within a couple months if I wanted. And actually, there's just got a text from Larry. Actually, there's two flavors of it. The dual motor version, just a regular dual motor version of the Foundation series. I should really, well, all right, just let me hide this a second. And I can probably get to a point where we can see this. Oh, it's going to make me do single sign on. Oh, come on, don't make me. Oh, God. All right. I have to freaking authenticate. Oh, my God. Okay, hold on. We're going to do this just because it is interesting. And But the Cliff Notes version is a lot of people that have gotten this offer, and a lot of them have ignored it because the pricing is ridiculous. And I'm just curious how many people actually are big enough suckers that they've gone through with this. But all right, let me. Okay, it's not on screen. Good. Gotta authenticate. Okay. I mean, I can go in there, I can design it. Okay. All right. So you guys can see this now. If there's anything personal here, it should be fine. All right. So let's stop that one and let's present this instead. And I won't talk about this long because I know some people don't give a shit about Cybertrucks, but I just think this whole thing is comical. All right. So there's my Foundation Series Cybertruck. I can get it the all-wheel drive, also known as dual motor, $96,390 with an asterisk. The asterisk, I believe, yeah, the actual price is $99,990. The probable savings are, I think they have at the bottom, don't they? I don't see it. Okay. The probable savings, I think they like try to figure in like gas savings. That's how much you're going to save. So yeah, the all-wheel drive model, $100,000. 318 miles of range, less than my Model Y. It has special Foundation Series badging, but there really isn't. Yeah, a laser edge Foundation Series badge, a Foundation Series cabin graphic. It has the PowerShare mobile connector, which I think they all have. Full self-driving capability and lifetime premium connectivity. $100,000, so literally double what I put my deposit on. But there's more. If I wanted, I could get the Cyber Beast. That is the tri-motor truck, which has a 2.6 second 0 to 60 time, super fast, slightly less range, 301 miles. This does include full self-driving, which will never actually be full self-driving, but that is included with it. It includes an off-road light bar, but that is $120,000. If you want to spend another $16,000, you can get a range extender, which is basically an additional battery that they put, I think, under the bed of the truck, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, range extenders. And it's talking about the PowerShare, how you can power external things with it. It's crazy. It's crazy. So, anyways, I have not followed through on purchasing my Foundation Series Cybertruck. The one that I actually put a deposit on, they probably are not going to even make until next year, and it's still going to be probably $30,000 more than what I signed up for. So I'm not going to be buying a Cybertruck. That's the long and short of it. It's not worth it. And did you know that they're so paranoid about people like selling their reservation spots or buying a Cybertruck and flipping it? And you buy a Cybertruck for $100,000, sell it for 130 or whatever. When you buy a Cybertruck, your sales agreement includes verbiage that you are not allowed to sell the vehicle for 1 year. If you do, you're on the hook for up to $50,000 in penalty if you try to sell it prior to a year. So yeah, crazy, right? Crazy, crazy, crazy. All right. All right, Clay. Okay, sorry. We're getting back to Clay and his tire, the Float Life Street Tire Medium Compound. Okay, cool. Cool. Murray says, I thought you can disconnect the battery of a one-wheel or bricks. Well, on this video, he's not disconnecting the battery. He's just disconnecting the motor. And there have been issues with that. I don't know if I don't think it's just you can disconnecting the battery necessarily bricks it. But people did have issues with bricking their boards. Our Master Jim, Paul initially said warped rim, but it ended up being a bushing issue. Oh, really? Okay, because I thought I just saw that thread yesterday in Facebook, and I did not see anything about a bushing issue or bearing issue, right? Bushing, bearing. Well, that's kind of, I don't know. You would kind of want to make sure you got that right before you put that out there, right? I would think. Stuart, what if anything has changed in the V2 patent stuff? I know that they have the it's a second batch, I guess, of the patents. I would imagine that they addressed some of the issues that the first version did. Some of them had issues with leaking shocks. They had issues with the supports that hold the shock in being loose, or various screws being loose. I'm not sure what else. Wait, I can hold on. I can possibly find that out kind of quick. And I'm feeling warm now. Man, I almost feel like I need to change into my t-shirt. All right. Man. Oh, patents aren't even on the. Okay. Oh, those are pre-orders. Okay. I think with the patents, you can also, you can get the progressive spring now in the V2s, I believe. That's in the Lynx. What else has changed? Anything else? I'm not aware of anything else. If someone else knows more than I listed off, feel free to chime in. I think when I get my next Cayman Jack, I'm going to do a costume change. Is your Tesla affected in the recall? Which recall, Dale? There's been a few of them in the last year or two. I think the only one that I was ever connected to, it was fixed with a software upgrade. That's the cool thing about Tesla. It's almost like having your cell phone. Your Tesla will regularly get software updates. I would say in the last year, it probably had probably at least 10 software updates where it just downloads new software to the car, and so many things in the car are software controlled. So and features too. Like it's cool that you wake up the next day and hey, all of a sudden my car can do these new things. That's one of the things that always appealed to me about Teslas. I love that. Assignment: Cybertruck price went way up. Yeah, no shit. Big O's got a Lynx. All right, nice, buddy. Okay, now Larry can focus. He's done with his monster photo, which he texted to me. Let me look at it. I didn't look at it yet, Larry. Let me look at it. Oh, that's kind of different. I've not seen that. That's pretty good, Larry. I haven't seen that monster before. Dale, I don't see the appeal with the Cybertruck. I've always described the Cybertruck visuals as polarizing. That's a nice way of saying some people think it's cool just because it's so out of the ordinary. Some people think it's freaking hideous. And it is definitely unconventional. I wouldn't say I love it. And there's some functionality things about it that I definitely don't like the way that the bed of the truck is designed, to keep the triangular shape. Along the side of the bed, you have this high wall, to keep the shape and for the motorized tonneau cover to go up and down. But the reality is I can't tell you how many times when I have a 2016 Toyota Tacoma, how many situations I'm in where I'm trying to load stuff and take stuff out from the side of the truck. That is literally impossible to do in a Cybertruck. Impossible. You'd have to pull everything out from the back. That's annoying. It's annoying. And if I got a Cybertruck, the only way that I could swing a Cybertruck financially is I would have to sell/trade in my Model Y and probably get rid of my Tacoma as well, just to make it somewhat reasonable. And it doesn't, all things considered, doesn't make sense. And I kind of like, even though I do believe EVs are the future, I do kind of like having an EV and a ICE vehicle the cool way of saying a gas-powered vehicle. I like having the flexibility of having both. And also prefers riding the truck in the Tacoma anyways, so, which is important. Our Master Jim, regarding Cybertruck price, Elon said didn't end up to be true. I guess there's a first for everything. That's yes. If you are at all familiar with things that Elon says in general, not just Tesla related, but specifically Tesla related. I mean, he has said some things that are just totally bullshit. Like at this point in time, years and years ago, he said that like Teslas would be fully autonomous. He said that one of the appeals to a Tesla is as an owner, you could actually have it be a robo-taxi, where you could have the Tesla in your garage and you could hit a button on the app and say, okay, we'll go out and be a robo-taxi to make extra money. You know, like Uber without a driver. He described Tesla owners to be able to just send their car out to give rides to people, and it would just autonomously take them where they needed to go. No bubbles, no troubles. And that was ultimately bullshit, like a lot of things that he has said. It's odd. Elon seems to be tough. Elon seems to be tough. Teflon. That's the word. Teflon, where what he says doesn't really matter because people don't hold him to it. It's kind of weird, right? I have some familiarity with situations where people say things with no intention of being held to them. It's not a good feeling. You should get the price stated when you made your deposit. Yeah, you would think so, right? That's usually the way it works. Like when you give someone a deposit, it's at a certain price, and somehow Tesla, I don't know. I'm not sure legally how they can do that, but yeah, they did. Well, when it's 4 years between the deposit and when they're actually making the vehicle. I don't know. Maybe that gives you leeway. The range extender is permanently installed. Yeah, it is permanently installed. Oh, so you think the range extender is on top of the bed, not below? Okay. Yeah, that would suck too. Who wants to be loading? That doesn't make sense though, does it, Jim? Because like, say you're dumping frickin' cinder blocks in the back of the truck. You're going to be dumping them on top of a big lithium battery. I don't know about that, Jim. I would think that'd have to be installed underneath the bed, but I don't know. It's Tesla. Simon says they're much better electric trucks for the money. Yeah, I mean the Rivian generally seen as a good truck. The Ford Lightning, I don't know. I mean, I know the sales of them have not been what they hoped for. I know Rivian as a company is not doing well. I know that the charging network for any other vehicle other than Tesla kind of blows. Although Tesla now is allowing other companies to charge at superchargers on a limited basis, so that might help the situation. So yeah, and the Rivian looks like all the other electric trucks look like trucks. The Cybertruck does not. Oh, so Jim said that Paul always said warp room. Okay. Larry describing the monster. That is a Z-grade monster from War of the Colossal Beast, Mystery Science Theater grade movie. Had a request for him, believe it or not. That's funny. Obviously, I'm not. I have seen Mystery Science Theater, but not. Oh, Mystery Science Theater grade movie. Okay. I definitely have not seen War of the Colossal Beast. They'll miss a payment and your electric car drives itself back to the dealership. Yeah, I saw that there was actually like a patent or something that was submitted that a car company was patenting the idea that they want the ability to do that, which obviously can't happen at this point, but in the future, to have the ability to have your car drive itself back to the dealership if you don't make payments. Scary, but possible for sure. I've always told people, like, if you're interested in buying a Tesla, you cannot be a person that is concerned with privacy. Tesla knows everything about that vehicle. It knows where you are at all times. There's a little tiny fisheye camera inside shooting the interior. Even though they say they don't keep that data, bullshit. They have that. Tesla knows everything about your vehicle if they want to. So if you are a privacy nut, you probably will not want a Tesla. Murray says Cybertruck isn't a truck; it's more like a wagon. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Although if you've seen the air suspension, I mean, I think is it a foot of travel? No, that couldn't be a foot. Really, a foot? Yeah, it might be a foot. It has a large lift capability where you can really change the ground clearance with the adjustable suspension. One of the cool things about the Cybertruck, though, there are a lot of cool things. First of all, instead of using a 12-volt battery for the normal automotive electronics inside the car, it's the first vehicle, I believe, that has a 48-volt power system for that stuff, which is new. And with a higher voltage, you have less amps. So I don't know, the engineers think that's a cool thing. Also, the drive-by-wire feature, combined with the rear-wheel steering, basically, if you're going faster, the inputs to the steering wheel are more muted, but when you're going slower, if you're turning this much, can you see my hands? If you're turning this much when you're going fast, it only moves you a little bit. If you turn it this much when you're going slower, it turns you much more. And that's one of the things that a lot of reviewers have said about the Cybertruck is it is super maneuverable for a vehicle that size. Larry says, Elon Musk is repulsive, in my opinion. His views on things are really offensive. I know you don't do politics here, really, but a horrible person won't ever buy his products. He's, well, I mean, with everything that happened with Twitter, Larry, I mean, that's, yeah. No, Elon, much like the Cybertruck, Elon is very polarizing. I respect his intelligence. I mean, he's very, I don't know if he's Asperger's or what, but I mean, he's very awkward. I mean, I like his what he's doing with SpaceX. I think it's cool. I'm always been a big supporter of space exploration. But yeah, he's very, I don't know. I like some things, but I probably dislike more things about him, I would say. Simon, Robotaxi, the Roadster. Yeah, the Roadster is another thing that's been promised for years and years. There's guys that have had substantial deposits on the Roadster forever, and they don't have anything for it. Solar roof tiles, all lies to manipulate stock prices. Don't trust Musk. Well, I mean, they are rolling. They have been installing the solar roof tiles. I don't know that they've been delivering as promised. I got a promotion to get power walls. I know there's a lot of power wall installations out there as well. I mean, I was half thinking about a power wall for here, but I don't want to spend $15,000 for it. I don't think it's really worth that for me. What happens if you're doing four-wheel drive and a jagged rock hits underneath, big fire? Well, I would hope that there's additional belly protection on the Cybertruck. I don't know that there is. That would make sense that there should be, right? If it is a truck, you would want to protect that battery. Armrester Jim says, photos of the pack I've seen, it's in a protected box, snugged against the cab. Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, with all Teslas, the battery is the belly of the car. On my Model Y, the whole bottom of the car is a battery. Dale says, I think the Cybertruck will be the new age DeLorean, won't last long, and then become collectible in 40 years. Well, if I'm not mistaken, before they started rolling the Cybertrucks, didn't they have is it 2 million reservations? 2 million people plop down $100 for their reservation, I think. It's going to be very interesting to see how many they actually sell. I think it's going to be a fraction of that because of the ridiculous pricing, primarily. Murray says the range extender goes in the storage tub in the tray. Oh, okay. Yeah, most Tesla, well, all Teslas actually, like in the back, my Model Y has it. In the back of the trunk, there's a panel, and you lift it up, and then there's a big a storage well there where the gas tank would normally be. So, okay, so they're saying the range extender goes into that part of the Cybertruck. Okay, because I have seen that the Cybertruck does have that same kind of storage area. All right, I'm almost done with this. I'm going to change my shirt. I'm drinking kind of slow. Simon, camera filming you inside, so no having a shagging or Tesla, or you'll end up on Pornhub. Well, I might be on Pornhub then, if that's true, Simon. I'm just saying. Okay. Larry says, I understand what Elon has done for science. I was going to buy his first EV, the 2-seater sports car. You were going to buy the Roadster? Really? Oh, my God. Expensive, but life interceded. Wasn't there a Roadster like orbiting the Earth? Or no, I think it went out of Earth's orbit, right? Isn't it like just out in the solar system somewhere at this point? Remember when he did that a few years ago? Larry says it's tough nowadays to separate the person from the products. I understand. I understand. Okay, this is done. I'll be back in a minute. Maybe 2 minutes because I need to get a shirt too. Right. Look at that shirt representing the Eagles. I should probably have the Lynx in here, right? I guess I should. Hold on. A little muddy from the ride today, but it's there she is. Still going strong. What do you think, Elsa? There is the Lynx. All right, let's crack number 2. Yeah, I don't know. I thought I'd be drinking faster, but no, it's almost an hour. I only finished 1, so I don't know, it might be only a 3 Cayman Jack night. Just fine. Supposed to play pickleball all tomorrow, so it's all good. Dale, got a warrant and a Tesla Uber, and it recognizes you and tells the cops in your car and locks you in and drives you to the station. Yeah. The scary thing is that is not that far fetched. Technology is very close to being able to do that. Our Master Jim says, Jalopnik's article also mentions the Cybertruck extender eating into a third of the bed's capacity, reduces usable length. Oh, really? Well, if it's in the tub, I don't know. I'm confused. But yeah, why would you pay $16,000 to get 100 miles more range if you're going to basically negate the benefit of having a truck by cutting the bed's capacity that much? That's crazy. Simon's out. All right, buddy. Thanks for stopping in. Larry rode the... Oh, I didn't know you rode the Lynx. I liked it marginally better than the Sherman S, but not as much as the Patton. Doesn't seem worth moving heaven and earth to buy, frankly. Well, that's kind of been my feeling. If you have the Patton, I don't think you need a Lynx. If you don't have a veteran suspension wheel, then the Lynx would probably be a good choice, right? Sherman S, I mean, the Sherman S doesn't have the specs, but it has more battery. That when I did the range test on the Lynx, I got about 55 miles with long range mode enabled. So the Sherman S can do considerably more. For me, again, it's a price comparison thing though, because the Sherman S, at least I don't know what the current price of a Sherman S is, but the Lynx it's $4,200, right? Yeah, $4,200, and I think that was the price of the Sherman S. I don't know if it still is. Let's see. Okay, the Sherman S, they've dropped the price slightly. E-Wheels has to $39.99. So the Sherman S is now $200 cheaper with a bigger battery. I love my Sherman S. So I don't know. I mean, for $200, I would probably buy a Lynx. Although the Sherman S will probably get, I don't know, 20% more range. So it depends. It depends what's important to you. So many times when people ask your opinion on a wheel or ask my opinion on a wheel, the answer is always the same. It depends. It depends on what you're looking for out of a wheel. Chasing Joy, Lynx versus EX30 off the line. From what I've felt, that the Lynx would beat an EX30. That's my feeling. If you had two riders of equal skill, I would think a Lynx would beat an EX30. Oh, Wilson, you're back. You were here early, Wilson. We were talking Cybertruck stuff. How I got the offer to buy a Foundation series Cybertruck, and how ridiculous the pricing is, and how the Cybertruck itself is a little bit ridiculous. Talking about the Lynx, we haven't talked that much about the ET Max, which we will. I have it loaded up here to talk about the ET Max. Larry says Marty bought the Lynx over. Oh, that's how you got to ride it? Okay. He brought the Lynx over and you tried it. Yeah, the Lynx does handle better than the Sherman S. It definitely does. Yeah, definitely. And 10 pounds lighter. Chasing Joy. Ooh. I just destroyed my EX30 cutout at top speed. Shit, dude. Oh, man. Sorry to hear that. I'm healing up now with some broken bones and whatnot, but looking for something comparable but safer. Thanks in advance. Well, I think the Lynx definitely would be safer at top speed. Has anybody cut a Lynx out yet at top speed, going for a speed run? If they have, I have not heard of it. I'm curious, what battery level were you at when you cut out? Cutting out at top speed of wheel is no freaking joke, though. Oh my god, dude. Wilson, I'm jonesing to ride my Patton or Sherman S right now, but it's been so cold and snowy. Well, I don't have the same problem here, Wilson, obviously. Today was about 70 degrees and sunny. Dale's got to go. Simon left. Dale's leaving. Man, all these Australian guys have got things to do on a Sunday. What the hell? That's fine. Murray says, someone did a 1,300-mile road trip in a Cybertruck and had to recharge 12 times. I think there will be big lawsuits soon. The stated range is not close to be accurate, not a third of the stated range. Well, I mean, I'm familiar with that. I mean, I've taken my Teslas on road trips, longest being the road trip to Texas last year. That was 1,400 miles? When you get those range estimates, that's in ideal conditions at slower speeds. The reality is, if you're doing highway speeds, like my long range Tesla Model Y is rated for 325 miles on a full charge. I would say a more accurate number for that, a more realistic real world condition number for range on that vehicle is 250 miles. Now, if I lived in a cold climate, that range would drop substantially more. It could be 60% of the advertised range, and that's the way batteries are in cold conditions. So that doesn't surprise me, Murray, but I don't think it's getting a third of the stated range, because the way it works is when you're charging, it doesn't let you go down to, like, you don't charge to 100 and go down to 0 every time. The way it works with a Tesla is you put in your destination. It routes you through superchargers as needed, but it might route you to a supercharger when you're at 30% battery, depending on the distance between those charges. So it's not as bad as you think. but it is definitely worse than advertised. I would say that. So, all right. So Chase and Joy, you were at full battery when you cut out. So if you're going at top speed, that means that you were what, 50 miles an hour, probably plus. You've been held up in bed for almost 2 months now. Shit, dude. Well, I'm glad that you're excited to still ride. Because I mean, I know people that have had bad wrecks, and that's basically pushed them out. Like they don't want to risk that again. I've talked about it in the past, like when Cobra had his accident and he like messed up his shoulder. He was severely hurt on his Monster Pro when it cut out on him. How like in certain situations, like he has a family. He's a family that's supporting him, and there are, if you're a single guy, just you're just looking out for yourself. I guess it's one situation, but like if you have a family or other people that are depending on you, and you are putting yourself in harm's way potentially, riding a high speed one-wheeled electric balancing device, I don't know, you could be encouraged to not do that if you have a serious wreck like that, or that could just make you think differently. So, Garrett Taylor, I just watched the State of Charge guy drove his Cybertruck 250 miles on a single charge of 70, 0 to 100. Had a tow truck on call to take him to charge. That's funny. Okay, so he drove 70 miles an hour and he got 250 miles of range. Well, that sounds about right. Yeah, sounds about right. Because the Cybertruck is rated at about the same mileage as my Model Y. Chase and Joy, you were going 58 miles an hour. Oh my God, dude. Jesus. So how were you monitoring the wheel? Were you monitoring the PWM? Were you listening for beeps? At that speed, you can't hear beeps unless you have like a headset in or you have like an auxiliary speaker, because you can't hear the beeps going that fast. I'm just curious if you were monitoring your speed at all. That's, dude, that sounds bad. Wilson, Lynx is appealing for the fact that I like to complete the modern Sherman series, but damn, 4,000 grand, bro. I don't know, dude. I'm not, when it comes to wheels, I'm not a completionist. And if you have a Patton and you have a Sherman S, I don't really know why you would need a Lynx. Progressive spring is nice, but I mean, for me, the Patton still feels better riding. And I have seen multiple people say that you can put the Lynx spring in a Patton. Is that what I saw? I thought I saw someone had the suspension apart, and they said that you could put it in there. That might not be factually correct. Biking, most I've done is just over 50 kilometers per hour on my S22. Yeah, that's fast enough, dude. It's for the majority of riding, that's very reasonable, at least for me. I mean, for speed freaks, no, but for me, that's fine. Murray, Ford got sued for the gas cars not achieving stated gas range, and gas cars do better on the highway. EVs do better in slow in traffic. Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, true. I don't know that I've ever seen Tesla disclose the test conditions where they establish those numbers. I'm not really sure. Garrett Taylor, gas cars do best from 45 to 55 miles an hour, as far as he knows. So I would say that's probably similar for EVs. Okay, so hold on. Larry says, too much effort is spent comparing speeds rides to other people. If you're having fun, you're doing well. Don't worry about other people's numbers. Yeah, well, yeah, I don't give a shit. I'm not trying to keep up. Uh-oh. Look who's here. It's Roger EUC. Roger Hajali. I'm here late. I love the Lynx. I'm excited to get to try the ET Max. Larry is awesome. I hit 65.4 on your What? Did you just hear about Did you just see what Chase and Joy said, Roger? How did you go that fast? Because Chase and Joy, who's in chat, has an EX30. Is yours modded or something, Roger? He said that he was full battery, and he cut out going 58 miles an hour, and he's been laid up for 2 months. So how did you do 65 on your EX30, Roger? Curious minds would like to know. That seems crazy. And have you tried to do a 60 mile an hour plus run on the Lynx? If anyone could do it, it would be you. Although Marty might let you do it on his wheel. I don't know. There says Roger EUC is the boss. Yeah, I know. I said in previous live streams, I respect Roger's opinion over most that I know. You used custom firmware? Custom firmware that you got where? Not from Begode, or where did you get the firmware at, Roger? Field weaking. I don't know what field weaking is. Garrett Taylor asks, Roger, was the EX30 on when you hit 65.4, or was it when you were dipping? Viking's going to stick to 50 kilometers an hour. That's, hey, top speed is a personal decision, and I don't think anyone should be chastised for wanting to go slower. Roger says Marty isn't sharing his links. Well, that's true. Roger, did you see the picture that Marty posted on Facebook where he obviously liked the picture a lot? Let me see if I can find it here. He really liked the way he appeared in this picture. I should share it on. Okay, here we go. All right, Marty. Well, you shared it on the internet, so you shouldn't be mad at me for sharing it on my stream. All right. Yeah, Marty shared this picture on Facebook, and you probably can. Maybe you can read that. And my comment was, I'm having an emotional response to this picture, which is a takeoff on Marty saying years ago the veteran Sherman invoked an emotional response in him when he rode that wheel. He felt something, and that picture of him made me feel the same thing. So you got so you got the firmware from Begode. So it's funny, Roger, you mentioned that because I was talking about a video I just saw from Float Life about OneWheels, and they were correlating. They were doing kind of like Frankenstein experiments where they were combining different hubs with different magnets with different stators and seeing the different top speed results. So you're saying that this firmware weakens the magnetic field, which when you weaken the magnetic field, you lower the torque, but you allow the wheel to spin faster. So you're saying that Begode has a software or a firmware that they can do that. That's interesting. That is interesting. So Roger did dip when he was going 65 miles an hour. Roger, is this on a video? I don't remember seeing this. Did you do a video about you dipping at 65 miles an hour? Because that sounds kind of crazy, dude. Crazy. Yes, I know. Marty's sister-in-law is a photographer. He mentioned that in the video. Lauren. Yep. But Marty takes way more selfies than I do. So, Larry, Roger and Dawn are test pilots, in my opinion. They're special riders, and they do what they do for everyone's benefits. Yeah, I saw that video of Dawn on the S16, and with basically no gear on, she brought it right up to the edge and dipped it. Because I chatted her this week. I'm like, Dawn, what are you doing with no gear on, riding that wheel to that speed? I mean, if she would have ate shit there, that would have been ugly. Murray, did I like my comment? Oh, your comment on Marty's picture? What did you say? Oh, must be the hair. Oh, and there's additional commentary which I guess was added just today, where Leaf back. I don't know who that, or Backy. It's not back. It's Backy. I guess there's a special lens that they shot that with. Okay, well, I don't know, that might wind up on that might be his new profile picture. I wouldn't be surprised. You hear it here, or you heard it here first. I think that will now be Marty's new profile picture in the near future. I don't have professional photographers to take my picture, but and Marty doesn't have this, or maybe he does. But I can touch up my appearance virtually with the software. Look at me. Now look at me. Look how great I look. I have no wrinkles. I look better than Marty. I have no wrinkles on my face whatsoever. My mouth looks a little strange. But yeah, StreamYard has the ability to modify my appearance real time. It just basically, it's almost like taking a virtual eraser to your face. And I can adjust it. Like this is very strong touch up. I can go to moderate touch up. It looks okay. And if I go to very subtle, that's very subtle touch up. So that looks close, I guess. And this is raw footage here. This is me without any touch up. I demonstrated this last live stream. Okay, Roger says, okay, so this firmware is actually increasing the duration of each phase being active. Interesting. Okay. Oh, it was on video. So what's the name of the video, Roger? Because I'd like to check that out. I had not heard that you went that fast. That's crazy. Oh, this was a few months ago? Shit, I had no idea, Roger. So that, I assume that's the fastest you ever gone on a wheel. Yeah. Well, yeah, but this was done with a professional camera. Like with an SLR, you can do that, right? You can control the depth of field. With iPhones now, you can do that as well, like with portrait mode. I don't believe this was shot with that wasn't shot with an iPhone. But with an iPhone, you can get similar results. Not as good, I'm sure, but similar. You can just do one button portrait mode. Okay, yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna have to find that video, Roger, because somehow I missed it. I'm a subscriber to your channel, of course, but I did not see that. So I still haven't gotten to speak about the ET Max, the latest and greatest wheel by Begode. I do have it up here. I have the eWheels page up here. 3,000 watt-hour battery, 4,500 watt motor, and it's a custom motor, right? Didn't they describe it as a ceramic? Wait, what is the term they use for this motor? It's high torque. 48 MOSFETs. Yeah, yep. 20 amp charging. A no load lift speed of 180 kilometers an hour. My God. It looks cool. I mean, it definitely has Libra Kim a look to it. A Libra Kim look to it for sure. Surprise, surprise. Yeah, it's supposed to have a special shock. Has 130 millimeters of suspension travel, which is huge. It has adjustable pedal height, which I'm just eyeballing that. I mean, that looks like you can adjust them. What, 3 inches maybe? That's nice, significant. You can lower them down if you want better stability. If you're doing a lot of off-roading, you might want to raise them all the way up. Those pads, I mean, the pads look okay. I don't know how functional they are. Smart BMS. Has special lighting in the front right here. I saw the video that Tommy did that was commenting on the video that someone else did in Hong Kong about it. High-speed street tire. Are they all going to have street tires? No. Linkage uses materials similar to Cybertruck. That's an interesting claim. Okay, not a ceramic motor. It's a tile type high torque motor. So if Roger's still here, a tile type motor. So they're speaking about the magnet shape when they're saying a tile type motor. Begode develops a customized new type of motor in tile type magnetic steel. Can have more torque than ordinary magnetic steel. So they're saying the magnets are improved, basically. Okay. So I heard that buzzword. I wasn't quite sure what it actually meant. I'm hopping back to the comments here. Roger says that 65 miles an hour was the fastest you've gone. It was uphill on 75% battery. Uphill. What? That's crazy, Roger. Hate mail. Tile magnets. Yes, referring to the motor. In the ET Max, did anyone notice a field weakening field in the app that lets you select a percent value? Oh, really? Interesting. Here is the custom suspension, a custom shock, bidirectional dampening, 130 millimeter suspension travel, suspension closable. I assume that means suspensionable can be locked out when they say closable. And this is a hydraulic shock. This is not an air shock. This is a hydraulic shock. Talking about the control board, stacked control board, kickstand, spike pedals. Yep. They all have that. Tail lights. Yeah, I saw the trolley handle. Again, that kind of reminds me of Sherman S, right? Except it's metal, but that kind of design. I don't know how good that will be. Similar display screen as we've seen on more recent Begode wheels. Front LED. Yeah, just for shits and giggles. I assume it doesn't have speakers. And a high-speed tree tire. That almost looks like a Michelin tire, doesn't it? And this is going to be what, $4,000, I believe. A 41. Okay. 3,900 with the 50 GB Samsung 50G batteries and 4,100 for the 50S. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's a part of the community that's very excited about this, right? Because this, on paper, you would think, okay, well, now this is going to be the highest performing wheel. This is going to be faster than a Lynx, right? You would think. I don't know. I don't know. Do I need a wheel like that? No, of course not. But then, people like Roger would probably love to see where the limit is on a wheel like that. Okay, so in regards to the magnets are radius, so the space between the stator and magnet is constant and very small. So keeping that space very small results in more torque, results in more speed, or more. What does that translate to in real world benefit, Roger? Our Master Jim. They just chose tile as a name. Most motors already use tile magnets. That's funny. Yeah, well, I mean, we know that Begode is very into buzzwords. And there's been that video of someone actually riding one, so a couple of videos. So I don't know when these are supposed to be available. Okay, first arrival ETA is expected at end of February. Okay, well, that's a month away. All right. Looks very much like a Libra Kim product. It really does. The new firmware debugging makes both racing and off-road modes more professional. Off-road mode will output greater torque, making it more suitable for climbing and leaping. The racing mode is faster. Okay. The racing mode supports maximum speed adjustment. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, you're curious, like what wheel, and the race events that you see, the EUC race events, what wheel is going to be the dominant wheel Is it going to be this? Is it going to be the, because with racing, I mean, a lot of it has to do with handling as well, right? I don't know. Roger's done a lot of racing. So, okay. So this change with the custom Begode motor translates to more everything, more torque, more speed, and more efficiency. Okay. Personally, I'd be a little nervous with the wheel with the first generation custom Begode motor. I would be a little nervous, but you know, that's just me. 3,000 watt hours. So it'll be very interesting to see like what kind of range a wheel like that gets. I'm curious like what Marty's feelings are about that wheel, if he is interested in owning one of those. Again, it seems like it would be very similar to the Lynx. Very similar. The Lynx is 151.2 volts. This is a 168 volt wheel. The Lynx is isn't the Lynx a 4,000 watt hour motor or 4,000 watt motor, and this is 4,500. You know, because Librachem, or I'm sorry, Begode always has to try to leapfrog Librachem if at all possible. I just want to look at the Lynx specs real quickly here. Oh, really? So this motor, okay, I was wrong. So the Lynx is a 3,200 watt motor. Really? Okay. A 3,200 watt motor with an 8 kilowatt peak. The ET Max was a 4,500 watt motor with a 10K peak. Okay, well that's a big difference. That's more than I realized. It's a big difference. But again, I mean, to me, the average rider isn't going to ever approach the limits of a wheel like that. Some people just like to have the latest and greatest. Some people actually ride at those limits. But for someone like me, I just I don't have a need for something like that. Although there is always a curiosity as far as how far someone can push it, like Roger. I changed into this t-shirt and I'm still warm. What the hell? It sure does appear to have a tall seat. I heard on that video that Tommy was reviewing that it's very hard. It's not really seated at all. It's just a hard surface. I assume that they will probably sell a seat for it, or if not, someone will design a seat for it very quickly. It does look tall, doesn't it? For someone like me, it'd probably be good with my long legs. Murray says, I'm not interested in new wheels. Any wheel you buy will cost too much and be obsolete before you take delivery. No resale value over here. So what you buy, you are stuck with or sell for peanuts. I hear you. I mean, I'm trying to remember your wheel collection because I know you still ride your Nikola a lot, Murray, right? What else? What are your other wheels you have, Murray? I don't remember. I know you have more than Nikola. But I mean, for me, the suspension wheel is a necessity. The older I get, the more I need that. I would not buy a non-suspension wheel. And I don't know that you're going to be able to buy a non-suspension wheel anymore. A new one anymore. I don't think anyone's going to sell one. That is my feeling. I'm trying to think of the last new non-suspension wheel that's even been sold. It might be the V12. Yeah, the Inmotion V12 might be the last non-suspension wheel that was really sold in bulk. I'm trying to think if there's anything else after that. I don't think there was. And that's been 2 years now, right? At least 3, maybe. Let's see, 3. Yeah, I got my V12 back when I still lived out in the sticks. So yeah, I think it's going to be all suspension all the time. Well, Sherman Max. When was the Sherman Max sold? I think the V12 was still after the Sherman Max. Pretty sure. Whoops. Oh, there's my Marty picture. Sorry. Okay, so now I'm on the Alien Ride site regarding their ET Max. I'm curious if they have anything additional listed. Okay, tile, high torque motor, blah, blah, blah. Yep, smart BMS. They're already declaring it the fastest electric unicycle today. And they include a free CNC mini hypercharger. Is that I thought Alien Ride was selling the Roger charger, Roger? Not true. Okay, they're saying this tile motor significantly boosts torque. Talks about the specialized firmware. Yep. Okay, so this says it has a larger 150 millimeter spring. Okay. I thought it was 130 millimeter of travel. Okay. Yeah, it looks like eWheels has a little bit more information. But again, I'm not going to be buying one, so it's all good. It's all good. Okay. Garrett Taylor, new wheels are fun though, even if obsolete. Sure. New toys in general are always fun, right? Just a matter of how long they entertain you. Now, speaking of my toys, I currently have 5 wheels that I own, and they are the M10-3, the V10F, which are in the garage, and my Patton, my S22, and my Sherman S. My S22 has not been ridden in quite a while. I like that wheel. I almost have an attachment to the S22 like I did to the Z10, sort of. But I don't know. I might part with that at some point. Ever since I moved, like I've become much less sentimentally attached to things, yeah, I'm able to cut that cord easier than I used to be able to. It does. I'm not as sentimental as I used to be. Okay, Murray's current wheels: Nikola Plus, OG Sherman, MCM5 14M, new and 14M. What's a 14M? Is that a KingSong 14M? I don't know what a 14M is. So you have an OG Sherman, but you I know most of those rides you send me, Murray, it's always your Nikola. It seems you don't ride your Sherman that much. That's funny, because I would think a Sherman would be more. I don't know. I like my Sherman more than my Nikola Plus. Garrett, yeah, we were talking about this earlier, Garrett. That Inmotion is bothering to release a new V12, and I heard that they were going to do that, but I did not hear any sort of improvements. And Leo mentioned that he heard it's just like some very minor performance improvements, nothing significant. So, not good. So yeah, I don't really understand that either. I always said that like if the V12 had suspension, that would have been a great wheel for me, because I loved riding the V12, but I didn't like that it didn't have suspension. If they released a V12 with suspension, that would be really, really a nice wheel for me. But I already have my Patton, so I don't really need a V12 now with suspension. JCFP Warrior Poet, I'm ready for a new wheel. My daughter just graduated to taking over my best one. One good waterproof, safety, good to 30 miles an hour through battery range. Was thinking Lynx, Patton, or Extreme. Advice? Well, I've never ridden an Extreme. How much range do you need? How much range do you need? Because like I've done range tests on the Lynx and the Patton, riding 30s, low 30s. The Lynx got me right about 50 miles. Now, of course, the last, 10 miles, I had to reduce my speed. But I got 50 miles on the Lynx. I got, 50 miles on the Patton. I got 55 miles on the Lynx. And that was, but I engaged long range mode to do that. So, I mean, if 50 miles of range is enough for you, the Lynx or the Patton will do. The Lynx has a higher top end. But as far as power goes, the Lynx is more powerful than the Patton. But for the kind of riding I do, I don't it doesn't affect me at all. And I just, if someone said I could have a patent or an extreme for free, I would take a patent all day. I'm more of a fan of Libra Kim's products than Begode. Always have been. Jared came in late. No, it's okay, buddy. No problem. I don't expect people to sit here for hours on end. You know, that New Year's Eve stream, that was like I think it was 3.5 hours. It was crazy. But that was right after I had ended my relationship for the, I don't know, 5th, 6th, 7th time that with she who will not be named. Yeah. I'm doing better. I'm not perfect yet. I'm doing better. I'm not perfect, but I'm doing better. Tommy's back with the extreme emojis. Here you go, Tommy.
Extreme.
Larry says, legacy wheels do ride differently, but some are enough of a challenge and fun to preserve. Duff's Z10 is a hoot. Really enjoy it for what it is. Yeah, I enjoyed the Z10 too. Yeah. It's definitely a different riding style for sure. I really appreciate suspension. Wilson, how much you think that demo wheel behind you will be after it's done during touring demos? I'll buy it used. Well, I think that's what Ustride did. You know, the EX30 that he bet and then didn't win, or didn't then lost but didn't give. I believe he bought that. No, I mean, Marty's done that. Marty has bought. He bought the Commander, right? The Extreme Bull Commander. Then yeah, he bought that. That was a demo wheel that he bought from Jason at eWheels after he had it for months and months and months and months. So yeah, he does sell them. I don't know where I'm at on the list. Like if I'm the last person on the list, I could probably offer to buy it, but I don't really feel the need to do that. JCFP Warrior Poet, 35 miles of range. Well, then yeah, get a. If it was me, I would say get a patent. That would be my advice, because it's that form factor. It's maneuverable, but it still is stable at speed. I went 40 miles an hour plus on the patent. 30 if your max is 35 miles of range, you can go 30 miles an hour that entire time on a patent. You definitely can. Murray says the Nicola is your go-to favorite. Sherman is good for long rides. I always thought the Sherman was more fun. I don't know. Nicola's okay, but I like the Sherman more. Wilson EUC, I just moved my office to a bigger office and used my M10-3 to get to the microwave. Oh my God, that's funny. Well, it's funny. Like Clay was on earlier, and you know, he rides OneWheels, and a couple of weeks ago we were riding OneWheels, and then we went to a bar, outdoor bar, and Clay is so used to just riding this one wheel. They're like say our table was over here, and like the place you got food was over here. Instead of walking the, I don't know, 30 feet between the two spots, he would hop on his one wheel and he would ride over there, get his food, and he would ride back. And I kind of did it too. Although I did have an embarrassing moment when I was with him, where I was riding around just kind of wasting time, and some guy was asking me questions, and I wasn't really paying attention, and I tried to dismount, and it went badly, and I wound up on my ass. I fell off on my ass. But of course, I was up in a second and just acted like it never happened. But yeah, it was funny. But anyways, yeah, Clay rides his one wheel everywhere pretty much. Matthew Earl, boy, did my Lynx feel different than the other wheels I've been riding. Well, what else have you been riding, Matthew Earl? Because if you've been riding a Sherman S or a Patton, it would feel different. It would definitely feel different from a Sherman S. I don't know that it would feel horribly different from a Patton, though. All right, got to go refill. I'll be right back. Oh, I'm feeling sore. That swamp ride combined with other stuff I've done this past week has made me kind of sore. I'm supposed to play pickleball tomorrow morning. Oh, I did want to take a moment to give a shout out to Christine. Yes, the Christine that I was dating last year in 2023. I've been talking to her. She's a good friend. And I said I would shout her out, so I'm going to shout her out. She's a good person. She really is. And she likes riding OneWheels, which is a major bonus, right? Our Master Jim, yeah, Ustride conveniently bought it after the race, not before, using its demo status as a primary excuse. Yeah, Ustride. I mean, I've never been a subscriber in his channel. I don't even know what he's doing nowadays, if he's still making videos, but I think he really hurt his reputation the way all that went down. Deservedly so, if you ask me. Matthew Earl says, okay, the difference that he noticed with the Lynx was the pedal height and high PSI because of tubeless tire. What PSI are you running at? I think I have mine in the high 20s. And that seems to be sufficient. Oh, that's true. That's one thing that I did since, and again, I talked about this on the members live stream last week. Those stair drops I've been doing in the Lynx. Let me just bring this up here. I don't think you need any sound for this. Yeah, I'm only like 2 and a little bit into my Cayman Jacks, but I'm not feeling. I don't know what I'm feeling. All right, hold on. Okay. So is it 3 weeks now? Almost. I went riding with Jason over at the Greenway, and when I was with him, there's these big steps into a terrace over at the Greenway. And when I was with Jason, they're kind of like an upper set, and then there's a flat area, small flat area, and then a lower set. I did the lower set with him because I'd never done that many steps before. Most I ever had done before was like 4 or 5. And this was like, was it 14 or something like that? So then last week, I went over there and let me share this after the stage, and we'll just kill the sound. You don't need to hear it. Last week, I was in a kind of a shitty mood. I'm like, F it. I'm just gonna do the whole set of 26 stairs. I'm like, doing half of them wasn't bad at all. So I mean, I'm just gonna do all of them. It won't be that bad. So this is what it looked like. So let's run it. I just rode up. Like when I did the half set, I like paused for a while and thought about this. I just turned into it. I'm like, okay, I'm sending it YOLO. First set, nope, no big deal. Second set, you can see the way that my arms are flailing around. It got hairy. I felt on the verge of losing it because I was carrying so much more speed down that second set. So yeah, it was. Yeah, I didn't shit my pants, but it was not as easy as I thought it might be based on doing half of it. So, but yeah, I did that on the Lynx. I've never done that many steps before, and I did it on the Lynx. So yeah, there's that. Let's pause that. Okay. Matthew Earl, as far as his other wheels, a V12, okay, MCM5. Oh, I used to love an MCM5, nice. Oh, a V2 MCM5. T4, I used to love it. Wow, okay, interesting collection. EX30 and EXN. Yeah, so this is your first suspension wheel based on that. So yeah, it's going to feel a lot different because the suspension wheel typically, you start higher, like mounting it is going to feel weird because the pedals are higher to give you the room for the suspension movement. So yeah, that's going to feel weird for sure. So what PSI is it at? What do you have it at? Larry says, to me, the Lynx felt like a really tall pattern. Yeah, it does feel taller, but it is still maneuverable. It's definitely maneuverable. It felt easier to throw around than the Sherman S. Not that the Sherman S is difficult. Not that the Sherman S is difficult to throw around, but it felt more maneuverable than a Sherman S. Matthew Earl says 35 is the recommended pressure for the. Nah. Well, that's very dependent on the rider and the conditions. Yeah, I'd never ride any of my wheels at 35 psi. Wilson EUC, is riding stairs hard to do? Were you scared at first? Like I said, I've done small sets of 4 to 5 stairs, and that was very easy. Then when I did the half flight of stairs several weeks ago, I was scared. I was scared to do the half flight. When you're up there looking down, it looks scary. And I sat there for a second. I was thinking about it, and I was a little freaked out. But then I just kind of inched forward, went down the stairs, and it wasn't a big deal. It was not a big deal. But the way I did this full set, the first set, my speed was normal, but then I was hitting that second set much faster than the first time, and it felt like my tire was just grazing on the steps, like I was hardly even hitting the edge. I had so much speed at the bottom of there, and I felt like if I would have went another second, I was gonna be in trouble. I did not. My adrenaline was pumping at the end of it. So yeah, I don't know that I'll do that again, or if I did it again, I would probably try to somehow slow down on that little landing a little bit, which I didn't for that attempt. So, but it's like anything is scary. Anything significant is scary the first time you do it, right? But this is the first time that in a long time that I've done something that made me really get my heart pumping. I mean, doing high speed tests when you're doing 40 miles an hour plus on a wheel, that's kind of scary if you're not used to riding that fast. And I don't need to ride that fast on a regular basis. So when I get up into those speeds, that's kind of scary too. But you can't really think about it, because when you're going that fast, if you think about it, you kind of like lock up, your muscles get tight, and sometimes that can like create wobbles in the wheel, and wobbling at high speeds. That is, I want to talk about scary. Yeah, you don't want to do that. Jimbo Mac, for your information, first batch, the power button on my Lynx was sticking. Oh, interesting. This one sticks too, by the way. It's been sticking less the more I've used it, but when I first got it, like I had to hit the button like at the exact right spot for it to actually turn on. So yeah, this has that issue as well. I was riding and it lost balance for no apparent reason. Come to find out, it was due to the button sticking. I notified. What? Oh, so what? It turned off while you were riding? Oh shit, dude. Well, shit, you shouldn't tell me that. Does that mean that could happen to this one? That would. Oh man. Can you imagine him doing the high speed test and the button kicks off? Like I said, it's been, for whatever reason, it's been better. The more I've used it, it seems the less it sticks. But it was definitely sticky when I first got it. Garrett Taylor, 35 miles to 30 miles an hour. What is that? 3,000 watt motor and 1,800 watt hour plus battery. I don't remember, but I don't think my T4 will. No, T4 won't do that, because the T4 is an 1,800 watt hour battery. You cannot go 30 miles an hour for 35 miles on a T4. Like going 30 miles an hour on a T4 is a little scary. I think it beeps at like 37, 36, 37. But I very rarely have my T4 above 30. It isn't waterproof though. Yeah, the T4 is definitely not waterproof. Oh my God, when I replaced the motor, when I got the replacement motor, because of the bearing issue, or not bearing, I'm sorry, the stator issue on the T4 motors, the first batch, when I had to rip it apart to replace that, I got a good look at the build quality on the T4. Not impressive, and definitely not waterproof. That is for sure. Definitely not. Okay, so you got a new top panel. So how fast were you going when you were riding it and you lost balance, Jimbo? Matthew Earl. Yeah, the Lynx can easily accelerate to crazy speeds when not paying attention. It is so smooth. I have the 66-pound spring, 38 psi. And I don't know that you can tell with the lighting here, but my Lynx came with no pads. I could easily take the pads that I have my Sherman S and stick it on there, but I don't need to. I don't. If it was my wheel, if it was my personal wheel, I'd probably put pads on it. But for testing, I'm fine with the kind of riding that I do. I'm fine. Like for when I did the steps, the adjustable toe holds were nice. I was glad that I had my toes kind of locked in going down those steps, because it's just like bang, 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 bang. If I did not have that toe hold in, I probably would have bounced off the wheel. So. Matthew Earl, the 35 is for the tubeless tire. I think I have the tubeless tire in this thing based on what the valve looks like, the valve stem, I should say. I think this is tubeless. In order to keep the bead, it needs higher PSI than a tube. I already had 2 crashes and races with blown tubes from stem tears, so I wanted to try the tubeless. Interesting. Okay. Oh wow, you had 2 stem tears while racing, really, because of what you were like cornering hard and it sheared the stem. That sounds bad. That sounds really bad. All right, so we talked about the ET Max. What else? Okay, we talked about the Lynx and the warped rim problems. The warped rim problem that was reported. I'm not sure if that is the major issue with the first edition Lynx, other than the control panel issue that Jimbo was just talking about. Okay. I'm still hot. I don't know if it's from the drinking or what. So, okay, Matthew Earl, referring to when he had the valve tears, it was when he was cornering. Okay. So what have you done racing like at Apple Valley? Oh. Okay. Jimbo describing his crash when the wheel shut off because of the control panel. 5 miles an hour and 8 crap. It was weird. The power stayed on, but so the power stayed on. But had no balance. It's a known thing for the first batch. I recommend contacting eWheels and replacing the panel. Imagine if I was going, if you're going fast. Yeah, well, I almost wish I didn't know that, Jimbo. I mean, I haven't had any issues. I mean, I haven't had any issues with this at all. Nothing weird like that. Imagine like if it cut off going down those stairs. That'd be a bad time. A bad time indeed. Okay, so let's see what else. I'm trying to think what else that I talked about on the members only live stream. Oh, this is one thing. Did you guys see the video that Jack put out? Electric Dreams Jack. Jack has been connected with various vendors, including eWheels. But he put out his most recent video, at least the most recent video I saw, is a video where he was visiting Coogee. And they were talking about content creator burnout and how I guess Coogee said that like when he was doing a review on a wheel, like the whole process for the video could be 2 to 3 weeks between everything, riding the wheel to get acclimated with it, all the different footage he has to collect, and then editing, 2 to 3 weeks. And I guess Jack was talking about, now Jack, I think, has a videographer, or at least he did, helping him with things. But I guess Jack's main thing was, I get the impression that Jack thought he could like make a living doing EUC content creation. Now there are content creators that are more or less doing that, right? Like I think Wrongway's, I think all he does is content creation for PEVs. Jimmy Chang, I don't know. Jimmy Chang might be only doing PEV content now. There might be a few others, but I would think that's a very hard way to make a living, just because PEVs in general, it's kind of still a niche market, niche, and getting a lot of views for EC content is not easy, or PEV content in general. Though the market is definitely growing. But I guess Jack's video was basically saying that he's not going to do that anymore, or he's not going to be doing sponsored videos, because he basically gave the impression that with these videos, like, he wasn't able to really express his opinions on wheels. Because, which, I mean, when you think about it, if a dealer is going to pay someone for a video, they don't want pay someone for a video of a product that they are selling. They are not going to want that video to detract from sales of that product, right? So I guess Jack was unhappy with how he had to make some concessions when it comes to that. And how, I guess, I'm not sure what he's going to do for his main source of income, but it's not going to be videos. And now he's going to do more of what he wants without the restrictions that he was placing on himself before. So I just thought that was kind of interesting, because, targeting content creation for almost any subject on YouTube it's a shot in the dark. I mean, the odds of hitting it big, that you're going to actually make a lot of money doing that, are very, very slim. And I guess Jack came to that realization. He's gonna support himself primarily through other ways, and I guess just do his YouTube stuff on the side, which has always been what I've done, obviously. I do it because I enjoy it, not for the monetary gain, obviously. It allows me to express my creative side, whereas my normal job as an IT guy, there's not a lot of creativity in that field, right? So YouTube, the writing I do in my blog, that allows me to kind of express that side. So JCFP Warrior Poet, you saw that video with Kuji. Okay, so what did you think about it? What did you think about that? Wilson EUC, didn't he say that before once? I think he did. I think Jack did. Jack's a young guy, right? I mean, I think Jack and Kuji, I mean, they both have benefited from being in China, right? So they had easy access to these wheels. So, I mean, I've always said, these people that get lots of views, of course, quality of content matters. It matters. If you just shoot video with no editing, you throw it up there, it's not going to be great. But when you are placed ahead of the curve of everyone else, and you get first shot to put content out on wheels, you're going to get a lot of views, just because it's the only source of information. It's the only documentation of a wheel. So if you're ahead of the curve, you are going to get a lot of views. And both Kuji and Jack in many cases have been ahead of the curve. So I think that's helped them. Roger says, I love Jack. I love that he said that and then did a 10-minute advertisement for the Insta360 Ace Pro. Yeah, Roger, I did. Yes, I picked up on the irony of that as well. Mm-hmm. That being said, the Insta360 Ace Pro does look interesting. I've been and this is not a paid advertisement for the Insta360 Ace Pro, but I've used pretty much GoPros exclusively for years, and complained about them for years with their lockups and stuff. And so yeah, I mean, I was actually after seeing Jack's commercial, non-commercial for that, I did look it up, You know, I don't know. Maybe it's time for me to switch. I don't know. JCFP Warrior Poet. Kuji was honest about safety concerns with Pagode on his Big Master video. True. Yeah. No. I mean, Kuji, yeah, no, he has been. And in that video with Jack, I think he talked about, you know, safety concerns in general as these wheels are getting faster and faster, more powerful. You know, it's not like you have to attend a electric unicycle safety course before riding a wheel. You know, human beings have a wide diversity as far as what they think is acceptable behavior. You know, and you know, someone like me, you know, is always conscious of what's around me and what I'm doing and how it potentially could interact with other people. Some people that they don't have that filter, and they're just like, oh man, look at this wheel, I can go fast, I'm going to go fast. And they might go fast in inappropriate situations. And I've always said that, you know, if they're just hurting themselves, okay. I mean, I don't want to see anyone get hurt. But if they're endangering themselves, that's okay. That's on them. That's on them. But when they're riding in that manner, and it potentially takes someone else out, hurts someone else, damages someone else's property, then it's an issue for everybody, really, right? Because if it gets the right kind of traction and people hear about it, they're like, oh wow, look at what happens when someone rides one of these devices. Bad things. But I don't really talk about that much publicly anymore because it's kind of a waste of energy, is what I've determined. People are going to do what they want to do. I'm going to do what I want to do. Murray, yeah, my EC videos get no views at all. Well, I mean, my YouTube channel has been around for, I don't know, pushing 15 years, I think. I'm not quite sure. But all of my most viewed videos, they have nothing to do with PEVs. They have to do with auto repairs. They have to do with home maintenance items. They have to do with calisthenics, you know, things that have a much broader audience. PEVs, even though they have gotten dramatically more popular since I started going on 7 years ago, all things considered, it's still a very, very small market. So it's hard to carve out something financially profitable out of the EUC market, although there are people that are doing it. You know, like same thing with Mickey, as far as I know. Like he just basically, because Mickey used to spend tons and tons and tons of times on his video. I mean, Mickey's a professional video producer. He would spend God knows how many hours making his videos, very high quality videos. But you know, he eventually realized that the time and what he was getting back from that financially, the equation was all out of whack. It made no sense. So as far as I know, he's just concentrating on his professional career and got out of the EUC content creation business. And I'm wondering if the same thing is going on with Ian, Speedy Feed Ian. You know, Ian used to put out a lot of content, like he used to do a live stream regularly. He invested in a lot of camera gear. He was really trying to up the quality of production of his videos, and he's kind of stopped as well. And I just wonder again if it is a result of just realizing that the effort was not, the juice wasn't worth the squeeze. Let's put it that way. The time, money, and energy he was putting into it was not paying him back. So I'm kind of curious, although I haven't asked him why his content has been dried up, but I'm just wondering if it's the same kind of thing. You know, luckily for me, this isn't. I don't rely on this for my livelihood. This is all just a bonus. JCFP Warrior Poet. I thought it was interesting that Kuji felt like wheels were at the point of quality where he didn't need to push for more from the industry. Yeah, he did say that, didn't he? He was talking about doing a Lynx video about that time. Yeah, well, didn't he say that like he felt like there wasn't anything significant he needed to suggest to manufacturers, I guess. And I don't know, like what would you suggest to manufacturers at this point? That's kind of a valid point. I don't know, like if someone came to me, one of the manufacturers, and said, okay, well, what is the biggest thing that EUCs are missing? Like if you had a wish list for an EUC, what is it that is not available that you want? I don't know what I would say either. I mean, the suspension that is available is high quality, especially when you're talking about Leaper Kim wheels, at least for me. The power, speed, and range more than sufficient for me. The only thing, like if they came to me, okay, what do you want to change? The only thing I would say is, okay, give me these features. Don't charge me $4,000 for it. That is the improvement that I want. I think the prices of wheels nowadays is outrageous. That is what I would want, for them to be able to produce wheels of this quality for less money. If that makes sense. That would be my main thing. Otherwise, I'm good. What am I getting? Okay. Gladys is sending me Instagram things. Wilson says, keep uploading, mate, and putting tags and sharing them out on forums and stuff. It takes time, but you will get it, bro. Yeah. Well, it's like anything. Like one of the YouTubers that I was and I still am a big fan of is Casey Neistat. I remember he did a video, years ago, because he doesn't really upload much to YouTube anymore. But he's always asked, of course, because he's a very popular and successful YouTuber. Like what is the advice you would give me to be a success on YouTube? And his number one advice would be just keep uploading. Keep uploading, because the more videos you do, the better you're going to get at it. The more feedback you're going to get, you're going to be able to see what works and what doesn't work. So yeah, that was his advice. Just keep uploading. And I definitely have followed that advice, because I currently have 1,948 videos on my YouTube channel. So I keep trying. Definitely keep trying. George says Ian also has a bad back. Hope he's well. I know he's had issues with his back. Maybe it's gotten worse. I don't know. I mean, I hope not. I haven't heard anything from him in social media, because I'm Facebook friends with him. I have not seen anything. Simon says Speedy Feet just moved to a new warehouse. Really? They moved? No shit, because they've been in that place forever. I mean, they've been in that place as long as I've known Ian. Wow. So they moved. No kidding. Okay, well, that's interesting. I would like to see a video just about that, to be honest with you. I mean, some of the earliest videos of EUCs that I saw was Ian riding his Ninebot wheels around the hallways of that warehouse. That's funny. Wow. Interesting that he's moving. Our Mr. Jim misses Ian's videos. They were always a lot of fun. Me too. I love Ian. He's great. Ian and John. Tommy says he got millions off his videos and invested in crypto. He's worth billions. No more videos. Yeah. Who? Ian, Jack, or Kuji? Of course, it's not true for any of them, but that is funny. JCFP Warrior Poet, safety and top of things I would ask Florida rank. Well, yeah. I mean, there are wheels that are very water resistant. Inmotion wheels are very. I think Inmotion is the only one that actually gives waterproof ratings. But I think in general, wheels are much more waterproof than they were. One of the earlier the range tests I did on the Lynx, you may remember that I rode through water inadvertently. And a lot of people gave me shit about that. I'll show you that too, if you're not familiar. I made a short out of it. Here it is. Crap. All right, I'll just let it cycle. We'll add to the stage. So this was like this looked like light water. There's an area of this path I was on that was flooded for some reason, and it looked like just light water first, and then it became like an inch deep, and then it was like 2 inches deep. And because of the speed of the wheel and the design of the front end, it became a mess, and it like soaked the wheel, soaked my feet, soaked the wheel. And there's people like, oh man, you're gonna wreck the wheel, man. You know, lithium-ion batteries and water don't mix, or you're gonna fry the motor. And even after doing that to the Lynx, it was fine. I've had no issues. I've had no bearing noise. I've had no weirdness. It's been fine. So wheels are definitely better when it comes to waterproofing than they once were, for sure. Larry says, I've always thought the gateway to greater acceptance of EUCs would be a horizontal stabilizer to promote easy mounting. That way newbies could get on and go with a similar curve to a OneWheel. Well, OneWheels don't do horizontal stabilization. I mean, I mean, because it's a fatter tire, it's easier to balance on, right? But it doesn't really stabilize you significantly that way. And the thing is, Larry, if you had a horizontal stabilizer, it would be very difficult to turn. That's the problem. If the wheel has a gyro and there's keeping it like this, if you want to turn, the gyro is going to fight you. That would probably make the wheels even more expensive, Larry. So yeah, but I get it. Yeah, if they were easier, sure. But of course, I don't know. I know Marty has said this in the past, and I don't always agree with Marty, but I do like the fact that you can't just like just any Joe Blow can hop on an EUC and ride it. I like that there is some effort required to do that. That being said, it does make it less mainstream, of course, because there's a lot of the population that isn't interested in putting effort in to learn to ride a EUC or to do much else. So instant gratification, right? That's the way of the world. Tommy, 100-mile things that he wants out of a wheel. 100-mile-an-hour top end, 200-mile free spin, and Bluetooth music speakers. That's too much to ask. Stronger rim, better stock seat, better pads, more pedal adjustment and height, better pedals, more RGB. Well, there you go, Tommy. Different strokes for different folks. Bluetooth. I mean, some wheels have Bluetooth speakers. I don't need that top end. I don't need a 200-mile-an-hour free spin, and there's not going to be a lot of EUCs that are going to be comfortable to me to sit on without me adding like a yoga block. So, but yeah, for a lot of people, I mean, a lot of people can ride seated comfortably. I'm just not one of those people. George, control gyros. This is kind of like what Larry said, like the ones that stabilize cruise ships and satellites. Again, I think that would really make it difficult. That would really affect agility of the wheel negatively, right? I mean, I've seen, with gyros, I've seen motorcycles that can just sit there stationary and stay upright because of the gyros. So how does that work? You would get on it and the gyros would be activated. And then once you started moving, the gyros would turn off. I guess, I don't know. Like I said, I think you would add incredible complexity to the wheel, which usually complexity adds to expense. Tommy, I can always ask for more. Yeah, sure, you can. Like I said, my big ask would be less price. Cost less, please. I've said this story many times. When early on in the process, I got what was like viewed as the top of the line wheel, the M Super V3, 67-volt wheel, 800 watt-hour battery, and it cost $1,200. Yep. And then the next level was when the Monster, the Gotway Monster came out, and that was less than $2,000, if I believe, or if I remember correctly. I think I got that. Did I get that from? I'm trying to remember if I got that from Jason or somewhere else. I don't remember. But yeah, I think that was less than $200 or $2,000 for that. Now, top of the end wheels are $4,000, double the price. It's a little much. Garrett says John's videos are great. Yeah, I mean, I love it. I love the videos with John and Ian together. Their interaction is it makes me laugh a lot. Tommy's going live. All right. Yeah, Tommy, I like your studio. You know, I watched your most recent video. I like your studio. You have a nice studio. You have a much better setup than me, obviously. Yeah, you got a nice setup. I just wonder when you're going to come to the same realization as Kuji, as that everything you're investing, you're not getting back monetarily. How long until you arrive at that conclusion, Tommy? I'm curious. Wilson will watch him. Okay, all right, vibes. Yeah, I'm not going to go much longer. It's 20 of 11. I got to play pickleball tomorrow. Vibes only has 250 videos on my channel. Yeah, dude, man, you got good luck catching me. Good luck. But I mean, those videos obviously are not all PEV content. Like I said, there's all kinds of shit. And when I first started off, it was about RC planes, RC cars, and then it moved into a lot of car repair things. And then for a while, it was almost exclusively like calisthenics and exercise challenges. And then for the last 7 years, it's been predominantly PEV related, but not always, but predominantly. Like I have a video I did a couple years ago that's something about cleaning the filters on my Shark stick vacuum that I don't even have anymore. But that has way more views than any PEV video that I've ever done. Cameron is here. Cameron Massey. Sean, good evening. Hope all is well. Hey, thanks, buddy. All is okay. All is better. If you were here, I don't remember if you were here, Cameron, for the New Year's Eve live stream. Yeah, things are better than they were there. You know, I'm getting along. I'm still having some. It's a difficult thing when you're fighting your brain, right? Like when the logical side of you is like, okay, well, this is in the past. This isn't anything you can change. There isn't any reason to dwell on it because you can't change what happened in the past. All you can deal with is what is here now and how you act in the future. But I mean, and this isn't an uncommon thing, but I find my brain locking on to the negative and just getting frustrated and angry about things that have already happened, and it doesn't do me any good. Now, the good news is, like back then on New Year's Eve, I was sleeping really bad. I was having a really difficult time sleeping through the night because I would wake up and my brain would click on and I couldn't turn it off. That's better. It's not like that anymore. I'm sleeping more or less normally now, so that's good. But I still find myself dwelling on things that don't serve me. They don't serve me. You know, they don't do any good for me. So I get frustrated. Like, why am I thinking about certain things that I don't? It doesn't do any good. So I'm still working on that, but it's like anything. It takes time. It's getting better. Vibe Speedy Feet also sells airsoft guns. His other job, maybe that took over. Yeah, I know he had a storefront, right? He had a standalone store for that stuff, I believe. I don't know if that's still true, but I have seen videos where he talked about that. Tommy got veteran to certify the IP rating on the Lynx. Oh, they did? So what's his rating? What's the number? If they did, is that on? Okay, I'm on the eWheel site. I'm looking to see if they actually listed IP rating for the Lynx. Looking. Interesting. They show the weight of the Lynx is 88 pounds. I thought it was 90 pounds. I'm just looking quickly to see if I see an IP rating. Yeah, I'm not. I don't see an IP rating on eWheels product page for the Lynx. Ian bought his own warehouse. Check out his latest. Really? Well, how did I? I mean, I'm a subscriber. Let me look. Did I miss it? Okay. Speedy Feet videos. The last video I see, Murray, is 4 months ago. Him riding looks like is that a EX20S? Yeah, I don't see it. Is there a short maybe? No. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't see it on unless he posted it somewhere else. I don't see it on his YouTube page. He did a couple of videos 4 months ago, one 5 months ago, and then 11 months ago. So yeah, he really has cut back on his production. Vibes. At least you didn't get bit by an alligator. I did not get bit, but I was within, I don't know, 8 feet of one today. Something like that. Alligators are fine. Alligators don't scare me, which might be bad. I don't know. I've seen so many at this point, they don't really scare me. P55 water resistance aren't the Inmotion wheels like 67, P67, which I assume is better. Spartacus. There's a video in the live section of his channel. Let me see. 1 month ago. Oh, 7 minutes and 34 seconds. Okay. No, I did not see that. So that's where it's at. Okay, I'll look at that then. He said he would be making more videos soon. Okay, I see that video. Somehow I did not get that. That I didn't get that in my stream, but I will check that out. Vibes agrees that a horizontal stabilizer would be amazing. But don't you guys agree? A horizontal stabilizer would be, I don't think it would be great. I really don't. Because it would be fighting you. I mean, that would be fighting your ability to turn the wheel. I don't know, Vibes. Hate Mail says that's called a handlebar. Yeah, true. Larry says in terms of mounting, it would kick off around 5 miles an hour. OneWheel is just easier because of the folks' exposure to skateboards. Yeah, well, and OneWheel has a much bigger platform too. So yeah, it does make a difference. But okay, so you're saying just to mount, you would have the stabilizer. Okay, well, yeah, that would be cool, I guess, if they could do that. But again, it sounds like it would add a ton of technical complexity and cost. That is just my uneducated guess. But that would be nice, I guess. Simon says the fact that UC is hard to learn was one of the major reasons it originally appealed to me. Wanted to challenge myself. Yeah. Well, I mean, I told the story before, but like when I got my 9x1, I had already had the Mini Pro wheels. You know, Cindy and I had them, and I picked that up very easy. I thought that was very easy to learn, and I'm like, okay, well, how much harder could it be to learn electric unicycle? And at the time, I thought Cindy was more agile. And I thought and we both thought that she would be able to pick it up easier. And then she rode it and she fell a few times and she's like, I'm out. I'm like, okay, well, I got this $600 wheel sitting here that she's not going to ride. So I guess I need to learn. And yeah, I mean, anyone that's seen my process of learning knows how difficult it was. But it is true. Like if you persevere, like anything in life, if you persevere, something is difficult and you persevere and you manage to accomplish something that at first seemed very difficult, you get a lot of satisfaction from it. And learning EUCs is one of those things for me. Master Jim, a horizontal stabilizer like a reaction wheel. I don't know what a reaction wheel is. It could be shut off at speed, but it would add a lot of weight. Yeah, because imagine how big that gyro would have to be able to stabilize an EUC with a human being standing on it. And I mean, it would only work up to a certain weight, like something that would be able to stabilize someone that weighs 100 pounds versus someone that weighs 250 pounds. Just imagine how big that gyro would have to be. That'd be crazy. I understand the thought process behind it, but I think practically it's not practical. That's my educated opinion. Garrett Taylor. Maybe that is why the Supermaster Pro is $8,500. Yeah, I need to find more information about the Supermaster Pro because that sounds insane. And I don't know. Maybe Marty will buy it because I mean he loves the Master Pro so much. The Supermaster Pro, I assume he would love even more, right? Tommy says, when I first started riding, I assumed OneWheels were faster than EUCs because I couldn't keep up. Months later, I realized it was just a slow rider. Yeah. You were just a slow. Oh, I have a funny story. I mentioned how I had a Monster, and eventually I sold my Monster. And some of you might know this. Most of you probably do not. I sold my Monster to some guy up in New York. I don't know if he's in New York City or just in New York, but it was a New York address. And after I sent it to him, I got a message later saying that he was angry with me because he said that there's something wrong with the wheel I sent him. And I'm like, what do you mean? And he said that the wheel doesn't balance itself. I'm like, yeah, it does. It balances itself front and back. He said, no, it doesn't balance itself side to side. I'm like, what are you talking about? And he said, well, I've seen videos like where like people aren't on the wheels and the wheel's just rolling and it's balancing itself. And I'm like, yeah, but it doesn't balance itself if someone is on it. And this guy was legitimately pissed that I sold him a Gotway Monster that did not balance itself left and right, because he saw videos of like wheels, like where guys do stunts, they hop off the wheel and it keeps going on its own, or someone that falls off and the wheel can still ride on its own, it'll stay balanced for a period of time. He thought that's what they did. And I eventually convinced him that no, the wheel is not defective. That's how an electric unicycle works. So yeah, I thought that was kind of funny. Simon, my MSX cost $1,200. I still have it too. It feels very small now. Yeah, right. Well, like I said, my M Super V3 seemed big when I got it, but yeah, it's tiny compared to wheels nowadays. Tommy's Instagram famous. Yeah, he is. Tommy's good at doing short videos. I try to get more and more out there. I just put my first video on TikTok. Actually, it was the Stair video. I'm going to start throwing stuff on there. Why not? Tommy says, I also sell photo booths out of this space to pay the rent. I actually haven't gotten around to monetizing my YouTube channel. They asked for my ID and I didn't accept the scan and I gave up. You don't monetize your YouTube channel, Tommy? What? Did you have, because not only do you have to have 1,000 subscribers, but you have to have, I don't remember what the number is, but you have to have a certain amount of views over a certain amount of time in order to monetize. You should probably monetize. I mean, just from my YouTube revenue, I get between $200 and $300 a month, something like that. All things considered. And the most I ever got from YouTube, I think there was a few times where I dipped into like $500 a month just from YouTube ads. But that was before YouTube like redid their ad structure and stuff. They kind of made it tougher for people to make money. But yeah, I still between $200 and $300 a month. That's fine. It pays for my gas, even though I don't really use much gas. Larry says, I think just psychologically, a OneWheel is a better buy-in for newbies. Well, I mean, a OneWheel to me is way easier to learn than an EUC. So yeah, absolutely. I've tried to train folks on EUC, and I think if they can move extremely slowly with some stabilizing, they'd be fine. EV says IP55 water resistance. I assume you're talking about the Lynx. JCFP Warrior Poet. Constant wet conditions can corrode bearings in other parts, avoid submerging, hosing down the Lynx, or riding through puddles. Well, I guess I crossed the line there because I definitely rode through some puddles, right? But I mean, I rode at that point. I think I had to go another 12, 13 miles till I got home. So the wheel's running all that time. And when I got home, I also did a couple lifts to spin it out just to make sure there was no water in there. So, and like I said, it's been fine. Noticed nothing strange since. I'm not saying I'm right. I mean, I wouldn't recommend that you do that. I'm just saying that I inadvertently did that. The wheel still seems okay. George says, all the engineering on gyros was done 75 years ago. It's practically a cut and paste technology. Gyro stabilized RC drones are also stabilized. It's a low hanging, high profit fruit. Yeah, no, I understand. I know. I mean, I'm familiar with how gyros work. But again, think about it with a gyro to counteract the weight of a human being. You need a significant gyro to do that. Big. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you could do it in a practical way, cost efficient, practical way, because wheels are already too expensive. Vibe says, I saw at a sporting goods store a triangle cart like a wheel contraption with 3 wheels that helps aid skaters. I'm thinking this would be great for EUC riders that are starting. If it was taller, okay. I have not seen such a thing. Something to make it more accessible. I get it. But this is, like I said, this is one of the few things that I agree with Marty about, that I kind of like, that there is a significant learning curve to EUCs. And yes, we wouldn't feel as exclusive. And I don't know that it's not like I want to feel exclusive. It's just like I don't know. I like that it was something challenging that I overcame. And I think there's a large portion of our society that would benefit from that kind of attitude, instead of I want something, give it to me. I want something, give it to me. If it's not easy, I'm going to go to something else, right? I think that's a good thing, to have to work for things. Cameron, it truly is us against the mind. Hopefully we can all sit on the banks of the river rather than stranded in its current. That's a deep thought, Cameron. And I agree. R Master Jim. Yeah, there you go. That was kind of what I said. Stabilizing a 50 to 100 pound. You're not just stabilizing the wheel, Jim. You're stabilizing a person standing on those pedals. You're gonna need a freaking wagon wheel, man. That's crazy. Tommy talking about Larry's recent video with the. Oh, Larry, did you see? Larry finally got his DJI mic set up, which I recommended to him because I have one as well. But of course, DJI just announced this week the DJI Mic 2. I think it's the same price, close to the same price. Has some additional features, has some additional noise cancellation, has the ability for you to pair the transmitter directly to your iPhone via Bluetooth. That's nice. You don't need to use an adapter. You can just connect it as a Bluetooth mic to your iPhone. So that is a nice feature if you're using your iPhone to shoot. For me, because I use a GoPro almost exclusively to shoot my videos. Not a big benefit to me, but yeah, and they have like a little wheel to control the menus now, as opposed to just using the touchscreen, which is a little clunky. So I mean, it seems like a nice product, but it's just funny that Larry just got his set up, and now, of course, there's something newer and better out there. It sounds like a Bagode strategy, right? Tommy, when Larry showed up to Marty's tour the day before, classic. That's a story I'm not aware of. Vibes. Tommy says, this is a PSA. It is not normal to be 8 feet from an alligator today. True. True. Let's see. Can I? Hold on. I might be able to show you a freeze frame. Again, because you're in the live stream, I will do this. This is actually from the video. We don't need any sound. Let me just get to the point where it is. I gotta wait for my hard drive to spin up. Oh, Marty's here. Hey, Marty. What's up, buddy?
Hi, buddy.
Oh, wait, crap. I didn't want any sound. Damn it. Hold on. Sound. Let's kill the sound. Okay. There we go. I'm going to take a pee break. Okay, here is, oh wait, no, it's present, share screen, window, share. Okay, right there's how close I was to the gator today. Pretty close, right? Okay, look at that and consider your life decisions, and I'll be right back. Yeah, definitely had to do that. Okay. So yes, that was my big interaction with the gator today. So we'll get rid of that. Murray says Ian did a 10-minute video around Christmas. Okay, didn't see that. And like I said, Marty just popped in. I'm a little behind in chat. That was probably 10 minutes ago. Thank you for stopping in, Marty. If you're still here, we did comment on your picture on Facebook of your beautiful picture. Vibe says, how about a sensitive horizontal stabilizer with feedback that you can push and pull against? Tight turn setting. Speed wobbles a thing of the past. You master it, and it masters the streets. I don't know, Vibes. I'm just all I'm seeing is dollar signs. Tommy, you had Cindy write it first. That is gangsta. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I remember that, and that video's still out there. Like she was like using like a broomstick at one point to try to help her balance, and she fell and hurt herself, and she was done. She's like, oh no, I'm done. And then she didn't try to learn again until her daughter learned to ride, and then she was motivated to learn again. Yep. Tommy says, Duff is a legend, and Godfather Marty is in the house. Yeah. Where's Dawn and Roger? Well, Roger was here earlier. Dawn hasn't been in a live stream in a while. I don't know what she's doing, but no, I haven't seen her in a long time. Larry says, I would suggest sturdy spring-loaded kickstands that are engaged when you step up, but snap off up when you lean forward. Even something dumb like that would help. Maybe. It sounds technically challenging. Vibe said, we need a 4-person stream. The viewers deserve it. Yeah, like I have professional StreamYard, so I can have, like, I don't know, a lot of people at once if I wanted to. Yeah, Vibes, I mean, like I said, during the members only stream, which Marty was not a part of because he's not a member. We can coordinate something, or I can invite whoever I want, and you can connect with a laptop or a phone. I would just advise you have a steady internet connection. Tommy, hear me out. Breakaway skate pedals. Okay, well, draw me a picture. Larry says Marty was talking to Millie when she visited LA, and she told him that Begode would build custom wheels for a price. What does that mean? Like customs, like say I want a custom battery size or a custom motor. Really? Well, that's nice, I guess. I mean, Marty would just want something that has the most range as possible. Tommy says he wasn't wrong. He just had expectations that weren't embedded yet. I hope you issued a full refund and sincere apology for your half gyroscopic device stuff. Oh, you're talking about the guy that bought my monster. Yeah, that was hilarious. Vibes will edit short videos for me. Okay, go ahead. I mean, I do. I mean, I pull shorts out of my YouTube videos when I remember. I do that. Vibes, if you haven't seen any of them. Okay, so all right, so you met the qualifications a year ago, and you talk about procrastination. So you're doing all this for zero money. Vibes, is that correct? You make zero money out of this, and you do all that. Really? Okay. Vibe says, I'm listening to a jazz instrumental on low in another tab, and Duff sounds like he's a great MC. Yeah. I have had people say that they, for whatever reason, they like my voice. I'm not really sure why. I've heard my voice back, and I don't get it, but whatever. Marty asks, has Vibe's been drinking some strong coffee? Vibe said earlier, Marty, that he sleeps a lot, which I don't understand because he does not seem like the type of person that would sleep a lot. Vibes, bring up the new KingSong wheel footage. Which footage? Because I may not have seen it. Is there footage that I'm not aware of? It's possible. Tell me about it, Vibes. Simon says, if you can't ride through puddles, then the IP rating is pointless. I bet you can ride it in a rainstorm in reality, though. I do my patent without any problems. Well, yeah. I mean, I've ridden in plenty of rainstorms with wheels inadvertently. I've gotten caught in them because I do live in Florida. The only time I had a problem was my brand new Inmotion V11. Again, those of you familiar with the channel will remember that I had one of the first Inmotion V11s in the United States. I rode it, got caught in rain, put the wheel away, and then I went to ride it again a few days later, and the bearings were rusted and squeaking. So yeah, that was the only wheel, because I've ridden in rain with a lot of wheels. That's the only wheel that I've ever had that happen with. Vibe says yes, and by coffee I mean Sailor Jerry and Diet Coke. What's Sailor Jerry? But even sober, I'll be first to bow down to the EUC Godfather, also known as Marty. Yeah, Marty. I'll just share this. I have this up on my screen now. I was complimenting your picture that you shared on YouTube. This one, because Lauren took it with a special lens that made you look youthful, happy, and energetic, right? So, and obviously you saw my comment on it. So, yeah, great picture. Murray says if EUC had assistance side to side, one would never actually learn to ride it. Yeah, that's kind of my thought too, Murray. Wilson, so wide open. What's wide open, bro? That was a symbolic thing, basically, Wilson. Which I didn't really get into it that much. You know, like my last public live stream, there's lots of talk about my personal life and the various things that have gone on in it. But I think I'm just referring to like going forward now. I basically have kind of a blank slate where I'm not tied into addictive relationships that in the greater good do not serve me, with people that are not who I thought they were, and that made me feel like I needed to behave in certain ways that aren't the way that I really am, like kind of be disingenuous to myself. So all that stuff has now been removed from my life. I don't have to be in that situation anymore. I didn't have to be in it before either, but I was. So I think, like I said, I think it's just kind of a symbolic thing where I'm just I can do what I want. I can do what I want. I can decide to try to pursue something with someone, or I can decide to not. I can decide to just focus on being by myself and my own personal happiness and see what happens from there. And that's probably the route I should go. Just kind of go with the flow, and learn from my mistakes of last year, because there were a lot of them, a lot of mistakes, and just move forward as a better person. That's what I mean. The doors are open, whereas before I was kind of on a path that was confined and taking me somewhere that I ultimately would not have been happy with. So I'm off that, and I'm glad I am, even though I still find my brain thinking about the old situation too much. Wilson, I heard DJI is banned federally in USA now. Why? What? I'm gonna Google that quick. Really? Okay, there's a Reddit post from December 16th. The U.S. National Security Drone Act of 2023, nearing law, so it's not law yet, will blacklist Chinese drones, especially from DJI and Autel, from federal use due to security concerns. Really? Wow. Interesting. Because I'm in IT. There was in the past few years, there's been stories about computers, servers that had basically spy chips in it, Chinese spy chips that were designed to covertly collect information. So it sounds like this Security Drone Act is targeting the same kind of concerns, that these drones are doing things, collecting information that could potentially be damaging to U.S. security. It sounds like it's not it's not a law, but it's it's being proposed. That's interesting. This could extend to widespread bans impacting personal and commercial drone use. It may disconnect these drones from FCC infrastructure, limiting their operation in U.S. airspace. Interesting. This act is part of a larger defense bill and reflects the growing scrutiny of Chinese technology in the U.S. Okay. So we're concerned with Chinese technology in the U.S. Really? Okay. Well, then we basically should just throw pretty much what 90% of the technology that we have in the trash. I mean, really? Come on. Oh my God. Well, okay. I had not heard about that, but that's very interesting, Wilson. Thank you for bringing that up. I can't imagine that would pass, but who knows? Larry, DJI mic too. Maybe that'll be banned too, Larry. It could be our DJI mics. They could be recording what we're saying, and they're sending it to China. It's possible. I mean, it's technologically possible. I don't know what they would do with it, but it's technologically possible. Vibe says the DJI mic as well. Love it. Loaned it to an EUC NYC documentary maker. Yeah, it's great. Murray commenting about the training wheels on a bike. If you don't remove the training wheels, you never learn to ride the bike. In reference to doing horizontal or side-to-side balancing on an EUC. Armmaster Jim, in regards to the drones, no federal outfits are permitted to use them. I think this includes schools as well. Wow, well, that's news to me. Vibes quit chasing tech. They're always upgrading. Well, that's true. That's pretty much across the board. Vibe says you must protect up at all costs. Thank you. I appreciate that. And Marty gets annoyed when I'm behind in the comments. It looks like the stream is delayed a lot. Need to watch something with the wife. That's okay, Marty. That's all right. Simon says it's pretty nervous riding near dinosaurs. Yeah, that's funny. I was much more nervous going down those steps than I am running by alligators. Marty says, hope everyone is enjoying riding this time of year as best you can. Well, I am because I live in Florida. Our Master Jim, it's minus 20C where he is. Youch. So Rogers is saying that Begode built Boston guys custom long-range wheels. Really? Okay. Again, I did not know this. Vibes, Marty's not a member. Sacrilegious, they always say, don't meet your heroes. Yeah, Marty's the godfather, but he's also cheap. So yeah, no, he is not a member. I'm clicking through these as fast as I can, guys. Larry, custom regards to custom Begode wheels, custom battery, wheel diameter, the benefit of small, passionate user base. They can do this for you if you're willing to pay what? So you can get that like through Lean probably, Larry. I guess. Wow. Vibes, yes, yeah, Vibes. You missed it. No, Rogers was here for a little while. Were you here when I had Roger on like 2 live streams ago? I think. Vibes. I make 0 money on his YouTube channel. About a year ago, Instagram had a reel program where I got lucky because I got 9 million and 3 million on a couple of videos and got like $200 a month for a year, but they ended. All right, well, it's better than nothing, I guess. I never heard about the Instagram Reels bonus program. I'm not even sure how to monetize Instagram, even though I do have it. Never made money on YouTube. The way you said it feels like it's a good intro. I may clip it. Yes, I do. Do it for love of EUCs. I like editing, so 2 hobbies. Okay, good. Murray, voice is excellent. I just need my throat cut to let it out. That sounds weird. Weird, man. Vibes, how can I have known you this long and not know that you were a firefighter? I didn't know that, dude. How did I not know that? That seems strange. I do not know that. I had no idea. Vibe says Roger has Lynx on the way. Yes. I'd like to see if he can get the 60 miles an hour on his Lynx. Roger can charge his Master Pro at 24 amps. That's crazy. Marty's going to join the live. No, Marty has to go watch something with the wife. Vibes is glad to see me happy. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Roger. I was just going to say that. It's funny. Happy-ish, yes. I would be happy if I had the ability to have directed amnesia. Like if I could just erase a certain time period of my life, I would be happier. But that's you can't do that. So you just have to kind of deal with it the old-fashioned way. Larry, maybe the Chinese will appreciate my jokes more than U.S. audiences. Maybe. Simon, that's an interesting question. Tommy, have you ever been called out to a PEV lithium battery fire? Interesting. Tommy, you destroyed your S22 gold anniversary rim? When? Recently? I did not see that video. Remember when you told me that you got that, and I was sure you were joking. Hope you didn't take offense to that, Tommy. But I'm sorry to hear that you bent the rim or broke it. What were you doing? Did you hit steps bad? How did you wreck your rim? Larry says not sure, but it was Millie who said it, so I assume she'd be the contact person. Okay. Yeah, the golden wheel, man. I mean, Tommy, that had to be traumatic for you, I'm sure. Larry says firefighters are the best. If there's a heaven, firefighters and veterinarians should get it first. Okay, I don't disagree with that. Tommy says, with all the lithium fires, my solution is copious amounts of water. I don't mention it often. Okay, well, I guess that's why I didn't know. Yeah, I mean, does the water even do anything? I mean, I've heard of people like throwing, lithium. Well, I guess you couldn't throw them in because they were on fire and very hot. But I thought that water doesn't do anything to lithium fire. Basically, it just has to run out of fuel. I don't know. Is that correct or not correct? And if you could throw a burning battery pack in a barrel of water, I guess that would work. But that's kind of difficult to do. Tommy says you can erase with a new chapter in time in beer and EC rides. Yeah, I was talking to Christine today or yesterday, yeah, like in the last year. I mean, I probably have had more alcohol in the last year than I had the prior 5 years combined. I bet. Well, maybe 4, because the first year that I split from Cindy, I did a lot of drinking too. Yeah, but the last 2 years I've done a lot of drinking. Put it that way, much more than in the past. So, but you can't erase. But like, it's funny. Like I look around and I see people that are in successful relationships. Like I was, where was this? Yeah, like when I was riding with Clay, who was on earlier, the OneWheel guy. He invited me to to ride and to grab beers at this place that's nearby, and it was me and his friends, and it was 3 couples. It was Clay and his wife and 2 other couples. And I'm looking at these couples and they're interacting in loving ways, and I'm like, oh wow, I wish I had a loving partner that I could trust, that I didn't have to deal with all the extraneous bullshit. And I find myself when I see that, when I see couples that look like they're happy and healthy and all that kind of stuff, I'm like, why is it so hard? It shouldn't be hard, right? I'm a decent guy, and just I don't know. But then also at this age, the other problem is you have to go through the energy to try to figure out if someone is really a good person, right? And the older someone gets, the more baggage that they have as well. So that's always a thing too. Vibes is you've been called as an EMT to a scooter car accident. Oh, really? Ouch. Vibe says, I pray no EUC fires in my city, although there is only one other rider who is half my weight, but strangely gets confused for me often. Really? That is strange. Talking about lithium fires, if you're lucky enough to fully submerge it, yeah, well, that will put it out. But yeah, like I said, how are you supposed to do that without endangering yourself? And with the qualifier, this is not official advice. If your wheel catches on fire, you should not try to pick it up and throw it in a bucket of water. And that's probably good advice. Just get away from it. But Vibes, you must be drunk, Vibes. Why I don't often say what I do, but I'm feeling honest tonight with Duff and the silent electric unicycles. No, Marty's gone already. Marty's offended that I wasn't responding quick enough. He gets offended by that for some reason. I mean, I think that he thinks that I like intentionally am behind on chat. It's just the way it is. Simon, I remember the Sean S20 explosion video where the firefighters just dumped it in a garbage can full of water. They were so casual about it. Well, yeah, they did that after the fire had pretty much stopped, right? I do remember that as well. I guess that's just to stop any additional batteries from catching fire. But when the thing is blazing, I don't think that you can do that. Tommy was recently at an intro to speed event. A rider caught speed wobbles and his wheel ended up in the water, fully submerged, bubbling. We had to wait for the bubbles to stop. It was, what do you mean? It was bubbling because it was burning? Is that what you mean? Intro to speed event, really? I haven't heard of that. JCFP Warrior Poet. I am caught up on chat, by the way, and I'm going to be going to bed shortly because it's almost 11:30. I have always avoided riding here in Florida when there was even a chance of rain because, as you know, we get downpours out of nowhere. Maybe I shouldn't worry about it so much. I don't know that you need to worry about it as much with modern wheels. In the past, yeah, but I mean, like I got caught in the rain with my Nikola. I remember getting caught in the rain with my Nikola. I got caught in the rain with my M Super V3. Like I said, the only time I had a significant issue was with that in V11. That being said, I mean, I think it is good practice to try to avoid it, but I don't know it's a death sentence for your wheel necessarily if you get stuck in the rain for most modern wheels. And especially Inmotion wheels, because that is one of their advertising things is they're waterproof. The wheels are waterproof, and then the batteries are even more waterproof than the main wheel itself. So that's a thing as well. Like normally after a stream, I would start doing this stuff to like turning it into a podcast and stuff. And I think all I'm going to do before bed here is get the video that I did today. I'll get it uploaded for members. If you're a member on the channel, you'll get to see this pretty soon. Otherwise, I will publish it for the rest of the world tomorrow, I believe. And Tommy's really upset that Marty left. Electric unicycles, come back. Yeah, any kind of fool could see. There was something EUC related in everything about you, Marty. Come back. You can blame it all on me. I just can't stream without you. All right, I want you to copy. I want you to copy those lyrics vibes, and when you do your live stream, I want you to sing it. Okay, and then like tag me or something. So because you got to remind me. I want to see your live stream. I want to see you singing that song. That's actually kind of good. Get all kinds of skills vibes, all kinds of skills. So okay, guys, I think I'm gonna pack it in. Like I said, it's 11:30. I've been going since 8:30, so 3 hours. Yeah, another 3-hour stream somehow. That wasn't the plan, but that is. You shouted me out on Instagram. I saw something. I saw a notice. I didn't see I didn't look at it. I just saw the notice. So I will check that out as well. I appreciate that, vibes. I appreciate that. But I think I am gonna get out of here. I appreciate everyone that stopped in. There might be a video tomorrow. I might do a speed test tomorrow. I might not. Depends how the day works out. I don't know. I'm not quite sure how it's going to work out at this time. But I do appreciate everyone that stopped in. Appreciate the participation. And just another quick reminder, if you miss anything, you can watch it back on replay, or you can listen to it as a podcast later tomorrow. And of course, and I didn't mention it throughout the whole stream, which is stupid of me, take a second, click the like button. That will encourage YouTube to show it on replay to other viewers. So that's all I have for now. Thanks for stopping in. And until next time, Duffman out.